point, at least a point in the tournament.
Double silver for team.
Now, as a skip, he has reached the final for the second year in a row. His hopes crushed 1 year ago by Quebec's Jean-Michel Menard. He's back to author his own fortune. Newfoundland's Brad Gushue is Canada's glorious Olympic champion. A year ago in Italy, he too had Russ Howard on his side, helping to call the shots. In Hamilton, Gushue's on his own now, seeking validation. Two skips in search of the same distinction. Keeper of the Brier tank. Dusk falling on the steel city of Hamilton as the curtain goes up for this evening's final of the Tim Hortons Brier. From Cops Coliseum, the two best teams this week have made it to the championship. Ontario's Glenn Howard taking on Brad Gushue of Newfoundland and Labrador. And as we come inside Cops Coliseum, the biggest crowd of the week assembling as the players are piped into the arena in the ceremonial march. Good evening and welcome to the final of the Tim Hortons Brier, and what a terrific matchup we have for you here tonight. Brad Gushue, he's the Olympic champion. In fact, there's no other Canadian male curler in this country who can lay claim to winning an Olympic gold medal in curling, and yet Brad steps onto the ice for the first time in a Brier final tonight, looking for respect from his peers who want to see what he can do without Russ Howard in the lineup. Glenn Howard of Ontario, well, his story is well known. Back to the final for the second year in a row, looking for his first win as a skip to go with the two he won as a third with Russ. But for Glenn tonight, it's all about establishing his own identity and his own legacy. Let's take a look at how they got here. The round-robin standings were dominated by Ontario at 10-1 for the second year in a row. Newfoundland and Labrador, Manitoba and Alberta, second, third, and fourth. The tie broken by a draw to the button competition, won by Gushue before the Brier. And in the page playoff, Manitoba's Jeff Stoughton beating Kevin Martin of Alberta in the 3-4 game. Gushue upsetting Howard 7-6 in the 1-2 page playoff after losing to Ontario in the round robin. Newfoundland got the bye to the final. Ontario falling to the semifinal against Manitoba. And in that game, wow, Howard starting fast, playing a precision and a finesse game, cracking a pair of deuces in the first and third ends. Stoughton replying with two himself in the second. But here's where the game pivoted in that fourth end. Stoughton attempting a risky angle raise, and he misses, giving up the first of back-to-back steals. Ahead 6-2 at the break. Howard slammed the door en route to an 8-4 win. Setting up tonight's final, it's the rubber match. Glenn Howard of Ontario and Brad Gushue of Newfoundland and Labrador. Look at the experience for Howard, his 7th final, and at 26, Gushue, the youngest skip in the field this week, heading into his first Brier final. For more on tonight's big game, let's go to the booth now and welcome Don Whitman along with Joe McCusker and Mike Harris.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everybody. In terms of Brier final experience, a huge advantage for Glenn Howard. But Brad Gushue has something that Joan McCusker can relate to, and that's a gold medal hanging around his neck. But Joan, this week, as we saw last week in Regina during round-robin play, Glenn Howard was the dominant team. A 10-1 record. He lost the Page 1-2 playoff game, but yesterday he appeared determined to get another shot at the Brier title.
Well, I think the key word here is what a great team this is. This is their third season together, always at the top of the WCT Cash Tour, dominant last year in the Brier and dominant here. Saville and Lang were world junior champions with John Morris and Richard Hart, a silver medalist with Mike Harris. This has been a great team for 3 seasons, and they will be disappointed unless they win this Brier tonight.
Well, Mike, you came close to preceding Gushue to the Olympic gold medal podium. He came up with that gold medal performance, and as Mark said, he would validate his career with a win today.
That's true. It's hard to imagine that the Olympic gold medalist needs to prove himself again, but in the eyes of many of the players here, Brad kind of snuck into the playoffs, stole 3 wins throughout the round robin, so there's a feeling among the spectators as well that Brad has to prove himself, and this team all week has been up and down. They played very, very well in that page 1-2 playoff game, and they were very tough to beat. And Glenn Howard's going to have to come out with his A game today.
Well, Glenn Howard certainly had his A game yesterday, and Brent Lang was one person who really performed well in the semifinal victory.
Brent Lang played 96% at second for Team Ontario in the semifinal yesterday. This is the matchup that we want to look at. Revolving door for Brad Gushue at the position of second, probably why he needs to gain the respect of his fellow peers. But take a look, 1-2 page playoff, it was Chris Schilly that dominated that performance over Brent Lang and ended up winning that game. This is the matchup that'll set up for the final today.
In round-robin play, Ontario won, but they had to go to an extra end to do it. And then in the page 1-2 playoff game, it was a final score of 7-6 for Gushue. This is the rubber match. It should be a dandy coming your way from Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. Now, let's rejoin Mark Lee.
Thanks, Don. The Newfoundland rink, the first ever in a Brier final, getting set to go. When we come back, Ontario's Glenn Howard has the hammer in the first end of the Tim Hortons Brier final.
God, let me tell you.
The Canadian Championship and a trip to the Air Canada Silver Brooms. Hackner must kill both Alberta Stones and save the shooter.
Oh, he's well out there. Now it's starting to curl. Is he going to hit it?
He's going to get a piece of it. He may have it.
Oh, listen. Can you believe that? That is the most fantastic shot I've seen in curling.
Right, with an agenda for Brad Gushue, it's all about respect. And for Glenn Howard, a second year in a row in the final, he's got some unfinished business.
We came here for one purpose, and that was to win the Brier and get ourselves to the World Championship. Came so close last year and saw it. We just kind of lost it a little bit at the end, so we got ourselves back in the position we want to be, and hopefully we can pull it off today.
If we win today against Glenn is not going to determine if we're going to be a respected team. We're playing probably the best team in the world right now, and a lot of teams are going to lose to them, and you know, we may beat them, but that doesn't mean we're any better a team. You know, we feel if they're not going to respect us now, they probably never will. We've won an Olympic gold medal, and we've come back and the next big event we play in and made it to the final of the Brier. So if they're not going to respect us, I don't know if they ever will.
Well, these teams got off to totally different starts in round-robin play. Howard won his first 4 games. Gushue was 1-3. And then he went on a roll. He won his last 7 round-robin games. And he won the page 1-2 playoff game. But Howard, because of his 10-1 record in round-robin play, has the hammer to start this championship game. And Gushue asks his lead, Jamie Korab, to place the first stone in the rings. Pretty normal strategy in almost any game in this 4-rock free-guard zone ruling.
It's fairly tight, Rich. It's fairly tight. Well, it did give Team Ontario an opportunity to hit that stone, but Glenn Howard staying true to form, and he's throwing up the corner guard and going to go after Brad Gushue right here in the first end. In that page 1-2 game, Glenn Howard got into trouble first 2 ends. Poor execution got them into trouble in those first 2 ends, and Brad Gushue stole 4 points in those first 2 ends. So
For sure.
may see Glenn be just a touch more tentative in these first 2 ends if he senses trouble early.
I think most people that have watched Brad Gushue and his team from Newfoundland know that their weapon is that big hit weight. So if they get a lead, it is very easy for them to defend against that lead. So I think I would agree with you, Mike, that Glenn needs to be a little bit cautious about not giving them that quick start.
Talking to Jamie Korab yesterday and talking about the page 1-2 playoff game, he said, I was so relaxed. And he said, I think I'll be very relaxed for this championship game as well. He said, unlike the Olympic final, I didn't sleep well the night before. I was very nervous stepping onto the ice. I had butterflies. And I think having the success they had in Pinerolo certainly has changed the approach for the members of this Gushue team. 3 of them who were there.
And that can only be attributed to experience. I think being in big games in the last couple of years has really helped Brad and this team. And, of course, Glenn Howard losing the final last year, that's going to help them as well.
You talked about the troubles he had, Glenn Howard had in the page 1-2 playoff game. almost a similar pattern to what he experienced in the final last year in Regina and losing to Jean-Michel Menard of Quebec. Gave up one in the first end and then a steal of 3 in the second. That's what happened in the Page game this year.
And we did talk about that, Don, in terms of how important the lead and second stones are. And I think they would tell you themselves that in that final last year in Regina, Lang and Saville really struggled, and they were outplayed by Jean-Michel Menard's team from Quebec and really put a lot of pressure on Glenn Howard early in the game.
Brent Lang was 4th among seconds during round-robin play, but what a game he came up with yesterday in the semifinal win over Jeff Stout.
Off, still.
And Brent's numbers were very low at the beginning of the week and has been improving all week long.
Shot. Okay.
There's another very nice shot.
A little pick again.
That didn't take long, eh?
It's been the story of this week. It's the ice surface here in Hamilton being soft. And because of that, there has been a lot of rocks going astray.
Chris Shilley, the new addition to this team, had an outstanding game in the Page 1-2 contest. Has a chance here to remove 2, and he'll do it.
His strength is the big weight shot. That's what they went looking for when they went to recruit a new player. When Russ Howard went back to New Brunswick to play with his regular team, they purposefully went out looking for a player that could throw the big weight and make these kinds of shots.
And they grabbed Chris Shilley from Barrhead, Alberta to join them. We saw Chris Shilley at the Canada Cup in 2004. He played for John Morris that year.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Real hard. Yep. Hard. Real hard. Yeah, hard stop. Yep. Go.
The only blemish on the round-robin record of Glenn Howard inflicted by Kevin Martin, 7-5 the score for the 1991 Brier champion. He won the Brier title right here at the Cops Coliseum, his very first appearance at a Brier, and he had hopes, Kevin Martin did, of winning the Brier again this year and representing Canada in the World Championships in his hometown. The World Championships will take place in Edmonton.
6. Mine's a little tight. T-line.
March 31 to April 8th, the date for the Worlds in Edmonton.
Line's great. Just T, guys.
Already 155,000 tickets have been sold for the event.
Sit. Okay, Mark. Good mark. Shot.
We talked about the streak to wind up round-robin play for Brad Gushue. Included in his games 5 extra enders. The only one he lost to Ontario by a score of 10-6. He beat Saskatchewan on an extra end, Northern Ontario on an extra end, Alberta on an extra end, and against BC, he stole the winning point on an extra end.
Whoa, hard. Whoa, hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
This is a very interesting call.
And Richard Hart is able to nudge his own back onto the Newfoundland Labrador stone, rolling it into the open over in the 8-foot.
It's a very difficult call for Richard Hart. He made it very well. The alternative could have been to put another rock into play. Freeze down to the shot stone that's behind the tee line. I'm quite surprised that wasn't the call.
Shouldn't. Okay.
Should curl out here, Mark.
Yeah, this should move a little.
The man who throws the big weight for Newfoundland Labrador, Mark Nichols, at third stone, has had some injury problems this year, a stress fracture in his left leg.
Really hard. Really hard, guys. Gotta go. Okay.
Unable to save the shooter as it rolls out of play.
Freeze, Richie, or?
And the other day, Mark
was that tight? Really?
was unable to practice with the team. A bit of the flu bug affecting him.
Sorry. Thought I'd said it, if anything.
No. I thought you were sliding, Reese. That's why I was...
So the freeze is called here by Glenn Howard. And the point of threes isn't to score with this shot of Richard Hart's. You're going to play the freeze, and he's going to try to force Brad Gushue to blast everything out of there. And Glenn Howard is hoping on his next shot to be able to go use that corner guard. Very difficult to score to with a freeze against
should be there.
anyone who controls the big weight.
He's trying though. Well,
Richard Hart yesterday in the win over Jeff Stoughton made some really delicate shots where he had to pick stones out.
Hard line. Hard line. Whoa. 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 Good boy, Richie.
It's a very nice shot, and as you were saying, Don, this is Richard Hart's bread and butter shot. The delicate touch, great feel for draw weight.
Nice shooting, Rich.
Well, you can certainly relate to
That was hard.
Richard Hart, Mike, because he was with you when you won the silver medal in Kariazawa.
He almost landed, didn't he?
Richard, a little bit along the same lines of Brad Gushue. I think a lot of people don't really appreciate how good he is until he's won a lot of money with Glenn over the last couple of years. And as a matter of fact, his first Purple Heart last year with Glenn. And you know, he just doesn't miss very much. And he's really, as we talked a little bit yesterday, he's really improved his big weight shots as well. Since he curled with me, and it's just part of the game now. You need the big that weapon.
The big weight shot is also a weapon that Brad Gushue has.
That was a great shot that will prevent Glenn Howard from using that corner guard. Saved his own at the back of the 8-foot. So Glenn will play the hit now, try to hit and stay, and he'll look for a blank here in the first 10.
You're braver than I am. Huh? You're braver than I am. I never a doubt.
He called the sweep on.
I wanted to wait for it to get on a piece. You're on a piece.
Called the sweep before the rock had curled up enough, but
piece.
and then we were talking about Brad Gushue and he himself saying he is the underdog in this final, and there has never been a question of Brad Gushue's ability to make shots, and literally any shot in the book. He has it in his repertoire. The question was in the type of strategy he called for his team.
No. No.
Glenn definitely wants to stay here. Doesn't want to let Brad Gushue use that corner guard. There's a mistake. So good chance here for Brad to force the Team Ontario into taking a single point.
Yeah, a little heavy maybe.
Was it?
Yeah. Curl.
Yeah, I was waiting for. I thought it was going to curl.
Yeah.
I threw that to curl.
Yeah. This has been 2 or 3 hits down there.
I guess that's all it is.
Yeah, Brad, in practice, you threw your intern at the edge of 4 and curled it over. I threw it here, and it didn't curl a whole lot.
Yeah, I threw this too, actually. I threw edge of the 4, and it just got full 4, so we should be real close with that ice.
Yeah, let's go, bud.
It's going to be real quick here.
Same as practice, yep. Quick.
Good communication from the front end to the skip as to the type of weight required for this shot.
There was a really good conversation with both teams there, and they were talking about the pebble. When you throw down a piece of ice for the first time, it tends to grab a little bit more, the rocks tend to curl a little bit more, but as soon as you break that down, it'll get very keen and slide a long way.
Tight to the guard, trying to bury this, and they take it behind cover in the 8-foot.
Beautiful shot. What a great start for Brad Gushue.
Perfectly.
Yeah, you can take that a long way.
Oh, yeah.
I threw the same weight in my last rock, and it stopped just short in practice, so.
Okay.
You got 6-7 feet there.
Now forcing Glenn Howard to draw for 1 with the final stone of the first end.
Yeah, small mistake from Glenn Howard, the only difference in this end, and this is a moral victory for Newfoundland, holding Ontario to 1. Assuming he makes this.
Oh, really?
Almost has to get a bite of the 4 to score after that fine draw by Brad Gushue with his final stone of this opening end.
He's happy to see the sweepers going on it a little now.
Come on, Craig.
I don't think he's too happy to see Richard Hart being forced to go out and try and help the brushing on this, though. It's going to...
Go.
Dude, that's close. I was going to say it's just going to come up short. I think it is, but we'll wait to see.
You see the marks just was made by the slider, Richard Hart, when he came out.
I think it's you guys, but... Well, let's just give it to us. Thank you, guys.
We did talk about this yesterday, Don, what a great sense of humor Richard Hart has, and Team Howard always seeming to have a lot of laughs out there.
Well, they're going to measure to determine who has shot rock.
Yeah, I like that out of his hand.
Oh, I love it.
No. And then all of a sudden.
So what the sweepers need to determine is whether that rock picked up some debris or whether this is the normal speed for draws.
First measure of the week?
When you take a look at it from that angle, it does look as though it is the yellow stone, and that's what Mark Nichols was saying to Richard Hart.
I thought it was going to stay apart in the 12 foot. Marky, that's embarrassing, eh?
It is yellow.
Great brushing by Saville and Lang to get that rock there for their point.
But for Brad Gushue, mission accomplished on the opening end, holding Glenn Howard and his Ontario team to a single point. You're getting a delay of game penalty here. You're only getting 7 rocks in the second end. He said it wasn't even close. Everybody was laughing about his comments, but he had to go out and lend an extra brush to the work of Saville and Lang to get the stone there to just edge out the red Newfoundland Labrador rock for shot stone. Initially, I thought it might have been red for one, but I missed my call, and it is a 1-0 lead.
And there's a good shot of how soft the ice surface is, and that those marks were just made by Richard Hart's slider as he was working along trying to brush that rock in for the point. And it is a characteristic of this ice. It has been all week. The surface is a little bit soft, and what will happen as the game goes on, there'll be a few flat spots where the pebble will be worn off, where players have scratched the ice, and that may affect rocks. And the last draw by Glenn Howard, there was some question as to whether it may have picked up a little bit of piece of debris on this soft ice surface. So what teams will need to be aware of is keeping the path meticulously clean, always cleaning rocks, because there has been a lot of picks this week, but also to be aware that late in the game, drawing to the center of the ice will be slower as that slide path breaks down a little bit.
Sit. Just in the rings. Sit.
Okay.
Sit. Or is it? Good.
Wow.
You heard Brad Gushue offer the opinion that he thought that one was going to slide too far and go into the rings, but the delivery by Jamie Korab comes up just short of the 12.
Hit it a bit. Good, isn't it? No, you're good. You're good. We're good.
Glenn Howard and his team, number 2 on the money-winning list this year, $104,000 on tour. And Brad Gushue ranks number 9 with winnings of $31,000.
If you can. Only if you can. If you can. Yep. Good boy, Steph.
2 very nice shots by Craig Saville.
Same weight should be good. Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's go, bud. Pretty good. 3. Maybe here more. 3-4. Line's good. If we can. Go then. Or if you got to. Line's good. Room. Got room, guys. Close.
It's there. It's all there.
Whoa.
It's bouncing.
No. On this line. Can't bounce. Can't bounce on this line. Okay.
And that's just what happened. They do not want to roll off a shot stone. They'll be disappointed with that result.
Not a lot of room by that guard, though, to remove that red stone cleanly, but Grant Lang was very sharp yesterday.
Whoa.
Good chance here for Team Ontario. A little pressure on.
Hack. Whoa. Whoa, off. Never. No. Yep. Go, Steph. Okay.
Don't hit those. Try not to hit them.
Pushing it to the back of the 4 foot, Newfoundland Labrador has shot stone.
Like hitting the wide one? Go, Brent.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Don't like it a whole lot. No? I like that. Okay. Even that's fine, Chris. It's here. Okay.
They don't like hitting the one on the right because if they nose it, they leave a double for Glenn Howard. So they're going to play the one on the left as we're looking at it.
Lots of good options on this. Sorry, Mike. Lots of good options. They can roll behind the center guard or roll all the way over to the second Yellowstone in the ring.
Real hard! 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 Hard!
There's the contact, the roll, not far enough.
Okay.
Need to roll another inch or so to take away the double opportunity here for Team Ontario. Like, again, very tight by the guard. They need to hit this a little on the left-hand side of center as we're looking at it to drive it back towards shot stone. Got to miss the guard very closely to make the double.
Both Saville the lead and Lang the second, no stranger to championship competition. They were runner-up last year, and of course they were with John Morris when he won back-to-back junior titles and world junior crown. He gets them both.
Beautiful shot. Nice throw.
It's not warping there.
Both of the shots by Brent Lang, they had to wait on the curl, and it wasn't that he threw a lot of weight. Usually that's what happens in arena ice. When you up that take weight, it will not move an inch. And we'll see that here on Chris Schilly's stone as well. A little bit more weight, not going to move. Brad Gushue actually tried to make the double as a plan B.
And you'll see that all game. You're going to see Team Ontario throwing much lighter hit weight, generally speaking, than Team Newfoundland Labrador.
Not enough, Craig? I think I like one a bit more.
So again, you see Glenn Howard going to the wide in turn here for Richard Hart, and as I said, having curled with him for a long time, his in turn will really finish hard, and it's tough to follow for a right-handed curler throwing an out turn.
Bit of a weapon,
Very
perhaps.
much so.
You know, it's not, those are one of those characteristics of a player that you just need to be aware of and not try to change. And use it to your advantage.
Don't want it. Okay, go. You gotta go. Yeah. Whoa. Deep. Yep.
You saw how much movement there is on the ice as it got about halfway between House and Hawk and bent rather dramatically to come to the back of the button.
Actually came out the other side.
Eric.
Yeah, needed all of it.
Yeah. Right. Good, Mark. Same weight I threw last end's good?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you were with us yesterday in the semifinal between Stoughton
All there.
and Howard, you may recall seeing Jeff Stoughton on one shot position his brush on the bumper on the side.
What? Oh, there. Yeah.
A lot of
Outside
movement.
the ring.
A lot of movement.
Yeah. Line only. Yep. We're bumping. Yep.
Look at this curl right into shot stone. Well done.
Beautiful touch by Mark Nichols. He's got experience as a skip, leading Newfoundland Labrador to the Canadian Mixed Championship in 2005.
He's also taking on a new role on this Newfoundland Labrador team. He's always been sweeping Brad Gushue's rocks. Last year they had Russ Howard in the house, if you remember, and even in previous Briers, their second that time would come up into the ring. So
No line, Greg.
bit of a change for Mark from that standpoint.
Real hard. Real hard. Hard. Right to it. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Go. Okay.
Just a bit of a mistake not to get on that rock sooner, to bring it right to a freeze and really narrow down the scoring circle for Brad Gushue.
I think to the back of the red.
Sweepers knew that they wanted to go for weight, and they were waiting on it to start to take the curl.
You like this at all? I don't really like that. Really?
Brad's a little concerned. I think he's in a pretty good spot here. That red stone is really tough to remove for Team Ontario right now.
I think he can make this.
Well, there's the answer.
If we put one here. And if he gets one there, then we're in a lot of trouble.
No good for us to put one there, is it?
Okay, Mark.
All right. Kind of wait.
Feel. Half is pretty close.
You talk about Richard Hart's bread and butter, the soft touch. This is Mark Nichols' bread and butter, the big weight. He's going to try to drive it onto that stone at the side of the eighth. We've got to watch that he doesn't disturb the stone at the back four, but that stone's helping Brad Gushue right now.
Real hard, guys. Hard. Real hard.
It was the big weight by Mark Nichols at the Olympics last year in Pinerolo that really got the Gushue team and Team Canada out of a couple of jams in the round-robin play.
Just didn't like the way things were setting up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And especially
Didn't mind the first call.
and you're just talking about why they were made that call there. But at the Olympics last year, especially at the beginning of the week,
yellow out of the way too.
Mark Nichols struggled with his big weight out-turn, and it did show up here as well. About 14%, percentage points difference between the in-turn and out-turn. Occasionally with that big weight, he'll just flare that a little bit wide.
Oh, I didn't mind it, right?
I know.
A little bit here.
I'd like to be able to get two. What?
Glenn Howard attempting to steal here on end number two with a 1-0 lead. And as you heard Mark Nichols say to Brad Gushue, we'd certainly like to get two on this second end.
Whoa. Whoa. Just tap to freeze. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Off
Whoa. Right up. No. No. Shot.
Very good.
Pretty good.
Brad Gushue shot stone, but quite a bit of trouble here.
Looking very lonely right about now.
A couple of ways into that stone for Team Ontario.
The double.
Feel right on the nose.
It's not bad. How far is that two going?
I don't know.
Not real far, that's the thing.
What if we knows it?
Oh, he still plays it thin. And if he makes it, then we're really
not good.
in a pile of trouble.
What?
What about
not really
thin?
that good.
Doing the same sort of thing.
He's doing the same thing.
No, he's probably playing a little mini tap.
Quite a skill to recognize when you're in trouble, even if you're shot stone.
Looking real good right now. I don't mind this. Let's open up the forefoot. So no matter what he makes, he's going to have some sort of tap, eh?
Nose?
Just a little bit this way.
They all go somewhere.
Make sure you get that two out as far as you can.
So he's going to hit this stone here. He's definitely going to get some action on the yellow and red. Likely going to remove this stone at the back of the forefoot, and he will leave Glenn Howard some sort of shot to get shot stone here. And Brad's just trying to give himself a good opportunity to score. Even though he shot stone, there's too many ways into that stone on the button.
And I think a good explanation when you're listening to many of the curlers talk and they refer to the number of the rock, he's talking about number 2. That's the number on the yellow stone that's in the top forefoot. That's what they refer to.
Hard!
On the top, trying to drive it back onto the other yellow.
Nice shot.
Not bad. It is a good shot. It opens things up.
Run back.
Still a way for Glenn Howard to save the end, get to shot stone.
I go there.
And that's what he was talking about, referring to the 2 is not going to go very far. And it didn't. It just went to the edge of the tee line.
I get this in off double.
Yeah, I don't freeze. I think you have to make the double. I agree.
Once you
do this.
Yeah, I think I run that double.
If you did half of that, you might end up too buried. But then you force him to run 2-foot run double.
I prefer this than that double.
Yeah?
I don't know. So you don't think you can get right to the nose of that?
Then he plays the shot we're talking about. He plays that triple then.
Yeah, and he could get them all out.
Yeah, he might get 3.
Okay, so you want that then?
Either one, I don't care.
Okay, whatever you like.
I like that one.
Okay.
So he talked first about coming in off this yellow stone here.
Yellow one better. What do you guys think?
And coming here and killing the red. The danger here is if they don't kill this red stone, he's going to end up leaving 2 yellows kind of in this vicinity here and leave some sort of double for Brad Gushue. So Glenn prefers to play the red double and try to just lie 2. If he can save the shooter lie 3, great, but Brad Gushue will be forced to take his 1. But there's pros and cons to all the calls here, and this is the one Glenn likes best.
But you can hear the great respect for Brad Gushue's ability to make that sort of double, even if he did make a freeze, to get 3 points. And the idea is, I'm willing to give up the 2 if this doesn't work out.
Howard trying to drive his own back. He jams it, and now an opportunity for Brad Gushue to take the lead with his final stone of this second end.
And you can see Glenn Howard talking about perhaps that rock picking up again. Picking up
here too, right?
He thinks it moves suddenly.
Well, they weren't sweeping it at all, and all of a sudden it's on the nose, and we saw that several times yesterday, and that usually is an indication that rocks are grabbing something. Really important for Glenn Howard and his team to stay patient with the ice here.
Yep. Okay, let's go, bud. Make it. Same way as last time.
Just seeing a little bit of frustration on their faces already in this game.
And that's what happens, Mike, when you feel that you deserve to win. You've played really well all week, and it comes down to one game final. It's a lot of pressure on Team Howard to finish it off.
Line's good. Yep. Can't hurt it.
They stayed off the stone, almost to the hog line. Now they're working frantically, trying to drag it in there. Can they take it far enough?
And that one definitely picked as well.
He just got it there for his deuce. So Newfoundland Labrador through 2 leads Glenn Howard and his Ontario team by a point.
I can feel it in my hand, but I give it a little. Mom, answer the phone.
What colors you got?
I'm waiting. You can stay on. I'm going on the CBC now.
He's back to his mother. Yeah, and he's loving it. And she's loving it. And I'm loving it. We're gold medalists.
Well, look, you guys from the Rock threw them beautifully today. I know you just talked to your mom. Just a bit of that conversation, what it entailed. Oh, that was the emotional scene of a year ago when Brad Gushue captured Olympic gold. His mother, Maureen, was unable to be there battling cancer, but here she is tonight, and we asked Brad how it felt to have her close by tonight.
It's nice to have her here. Obviously, during the Olympics, it was a tough time for her and her whole family not having her there, and the fact that she can come and watch and take in all the festivities during the week with us and the rest of the family. It's nice to have her here. It's good to look up in the stands and see her here, and you know, she's enjoying it as much as we are.
Brad's mom, Maureen, is here. His dad, Ray, his wife, Krista. He told me a whole bunch of aunts and uncles and cousins, totaling 20 here tonight at Copps Coliseum, Don.
Well, he said he would certainly have supporters in attendance at Copps Coliseum amongst a pro-Ontario crowd, understandably, as Coldwater and District Curling Club, the home club of Glenn Howard, is not far from Hamilton.
So it's curling off. Well, he's definitely off to a great start, making good on last rock advantage, getting that 2 points. But a little bit of a miscue by his lead. Jamie Korab throwing his first stone as it comes into view here behind the tee line. Not where you want them.
Okay.
Jamie will try to make good on this and keep it in front of the tee line. When you slip them behind the tee line, especially early in the end, the opposition is able to use those to freeze up to and to try to generate more than 1 point with last rock.
Jamie Korab's first 2 Brier appearances with Brad Gushue was at second stone in 2003 and 2004. He moved to lead in 2005.
And Jamie Korab, as you were saying, Don, about him not feeling nervous, he's a real character. He usually brings a little bit of levity. This is another mistake, slipping behind the tee line. Not good. He knows that. And he's definitely the team guy on it and gets the players talking to each other more than anyone else.
Get out of bed.
A good chance here now for Glenn Howard to get some rocks in front of those mistakes from Newfoundland in the back of the rings. make them difficult
Hard
to
line.
remove.
Yeah, hard, boys. Keep it on. Hard line. Still got it. Hard. Hard line. Hard line. Keep going.
Craig Saville attempting to come down to the stone.
Gotta give her.
Just thrown by Jamie Korab.
Great sweep.
Good job.
Oh, is she up there? Yeah.
Richard Hart, not known for his supersonic speeding and sweeping, but
They held that there pretty good.
absolutely dragged that rock all the way down to the ice. Nicely done.
Good. Clean. It's good. A little quiet. Clean. Yep. Be a little quiet. Oh, yep. Hard. 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 Real hard. Hard, guys. Hard.
Working on this Chris Shelley stone.
Hard.
Trying to drive the yellow rock belonging to Ontario out of there, but they jam it on their own.
All right, Chris.
Trying to save that for line. It overcurled.
Savi, what's the speed? Same? What's that? Right up? Yeah.
With curling teams of this caliber, as you said, Joan, one little mistake and the other side can pounce on it very quickly.
And when you're playing at this level, and you obviously want to get the most out of your teammates, what you need to be thinking about is outplaying your opposition, and that's why we set up this matchup at second. During the week, we keep track of the plus minus, and you get a point every time you outscore your opposition by 5% of points or more. Chris Shelley was at 0, Brent Lang at +5. Just tells you how many times they were outplaying the opposition.
A reminder, this Tuesday, it's an all-new Rick Mercer report. This week, Rick visits with the legendary Randy Bachman at his home on BC's Salt Spring Island. A brand new episode of Rick Mercer Report, followed by an all-new This Hour Has 22 Minutes, this Tuesday, starting at 8 on CBC television.
Clean.
Shot, Chris. What? That other one was in a awkward spot.
Glenn Howard plays the freeze here. There might be a double available for Newfoundland.
What do you guys I don't mind a freeze.
Really need to make sure they key this up on the center line side to prevent the double.
And you know that Team Newfoundland loves those doubles. They're not going to ignore that opportunity.
So if this is not frozen near the nose and center line side, you're going to see a big weight shot come here from Mark Nichols.
Line's good. Whoa. Weight only. Whoa. Clean it. Needs to curl a bit. Clean it. Needs to curl a bit if you can. Line's real good. Get her here. Got to curl. Yep. Line's real good. Got to curl if you can. Hard. Right on it. Hard. Shot.
Good shot. No double there. See if he hits it on the angle to make the double, he'll jam on that stone at the back of the button.
I think we go into ours, so. I don't know if you want to roll behind it, do you? I don't know. Do we really want to roll behind it, or? Well, you can roll right out. Yeah. Who shot? There. Here, top of the button. Kind of weight. Peel. Just peel it out? I guess, yeah. Okay. Let's go, bud.
So Brad Gushue recognizes that that double is going to jam, and he'd like to get rid of one of those Ontario rocks. He knows that if he sticks around in the back there, it will be behind the tee line and then be used by Ontario as backing as well. So the call here is just to get rid of this stone and roll right out.
Yep. All right.
Bit of a mistake. You see Glenn Howard play a freeze of some sort here now. May go right back to where that last shot was.
Still there. There he goes.
That's good over there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think over there is the least chance of a double, eh? Like that? Yeah, even... back line and nose it. Yeah, even back line and nose it. Heavy draw anyway.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I do. You're going to bump it out? Yeah, back 12 anyway. Yeah, tap it back.
And this is the evolution of Glenn Howard as a skip. There is so much input by Richard Hart. You see the players that have played the skip position their entire careers, and they wouldn't be as negotiating as what Glenn Howard is with Richard Hart. Richard has been with him almost through his entire journey, from moving from third to skip when Russ, his brother, moved away from Ontario. So they've developed a relationship where he takes an awful lot of input from Richard.
Just back ring. Clean it, clean it, clean it.
They don't want to roll very far towards the center line here to keep the double out of the pitcher. But it's a nice touch again from Richard. If anyone can make this flat double, though, it's Mark Nichols. Danger here is, of course, hitting it too thin.
Okay.
If you hit it thick and roll to it.
Even this is fine, Mark. Yeah. Heel.
Mark can throw it hard enough to make this double.
Let's go, bud.
I think he almost begins salivating every time he sees a double possibility.
Well, and the opponents start worrying, too.
Whoa, right off. Jamie.
Looks like a nose hit. He gets a bit of a roll.
Well, when you throw that much weight and you're just off of a nose, it'll certainly roll a long way.
Might not have been there.
He gives us this little push at the end.
Was it even there?
And that's why he has to be deadly accurate on the broom.
That's not bad, though.
For a little steeper.
That is pretty good.
Okay.
I'll pick one.
Let's see, it threw it so hard it almost followed through.
I hit it just off nose.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, as soon as you make contact, it slid forward and then started sliding in.
Or the other one is the tap.
Maybe I can make it forward.
I don't like that. That's easy. The corner freeze on ours. Yeah.
So they're going to freeze into the pocket.
Tap ours a foot or something? You want to just go here? Well,
You got to tap
if it whatever, yeah. We hit a quarter of ours and tap at 6 inches is real good, isn't it?
Yep.
The sweepers have got to know whether to sweep for a tap or, right, guys? Yeah. You gotta let them know. Is that the right ice? That's ice, I think, for a 6 inch tap.
Might catch the back.
Love the way they communicate, this team. Every player's got a voice.
Lots of weight. Off. Clean it. Clean it. Whoa, if you can, guys.
As we said off the top of the show, the chemistry on this team is just fantastic. A lot of respect for every player in every position. How important every shot is.
Tap it. Gotta tap.
I think that's something that's really become more obvious over the years is how much the successful teams do communicate, lead through skip.
Yeah, even if you clip this one first. Yeah. Yeah, just right on the nose is pretty good. A little roll in.
Do you want to play that?
Just a little roll in, yeah.
Good news for Gushue is if he ever rubs that one that Richard Hart just threw, I think he might be able to get rid of both yellows. He's throwing a big weight hit, just try to get to nose. He said if he ever just clips this Yellowstone on the way by with the weight he's throwing, this stone will go sideways and this one will get driven right back here through the port.
Yeah.
The mistake here is wide.
You're not going to both out, Chris, but you can move them. I don't mind that.
Okay.
I like peel because it's a lot more options.
Peel it off the back. All right, let's go, buddy.
And yeah, we make sure we get it off the back one there too. So
hold her on the line.
Well, we talked about Nichols being able to throw the big weight. Brad Gushue is no slouch in firing a high, hard one.
Real hard. Gotta go, guys. Real hard. Really curling. Real hard.
I think this one is inside the berm.
Watch him. Hard, Mark. Hard.
He didn't get anything out.
That's not bad. Are you kidding me? Almost like a pick too, eh? Oh, it's super crazy.
What?
Gradually went over the line.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've got this kind of ice surface, and there are some rocks definitely picking up debris, but then you don't know which ones are and which ones aren't, and whether it's the ice curling more in certain spots or whether the way that you threw it, and that's what's so frustrating about playing on this kind of ice surface.
So good chance here for Team Ontario. Glenn Howard like to hit and roll right into the pocket. 8. Come down off the inside of the zone and roll a shooter right into this area.
That looks good, Glenn. We're trying
here where it's unremovable.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
It's a great chance here for Team Ontario.
3 definitely in play right now. He needs to ensure that he saves the shooter, though, to really have a good chance at scoring 2.
4.
This was a very straight spot yesterday.
Nice soft weight, though.
Needs to curl a mile.
No.
You heard Richard Hart say it's tracking.
Whoa. Right on. Whoa. Sit. Sit.
So rolled a little too far. There's a double there for Brad Gushue on those two back yellows, which will then leave a double for Glenn Howard.
Down there? That just went so hard, I don't know if it's going to do it again.
There's that question of doubt, Don. That's what happens when you're not sure if it's the ice moving or if rocks are picking. But definitely, as Mike said, now there's a chance for Newfoundland to make a double,
It's a natural curl, so
and Ontario will only have an opportunity for two.
The more difficult part about playing the out turn here is that as he comes across the face, the rock will have a lot of action and may even spin right out of the 4-foot, 8-foot area, and Glenn will have an open hit for two. The double, the stick right there is much easier with the in-turn, but Brad's nervous because of the reaction of his first stone.
Gushue's final stone of this third end, leading 2-1.
This needs to curl to make the double.
Right off. Whoa. Curl a little.
Will he get two? Yes. And Newfoundland Labrador lies two.
Great shot. Doubles there still, but it's tough.
You see this spin, but it stays around.
Spun another inch. That's true. Okay. Okay. So just a board weight double. The reason you're throwing boards here is if he threw more weight, it's possible to hit this too thickly and roll right across the face of the top stone. By playing at quieter weight, if he hits it a little thick, he'll still score as one.
Heavier. What?
But he's looking for a thin double, but a quarter rock. He only needs to move that stone at the back of the 8-foot a couple of inches to score two. Big shot.
Trying to duplicate the performance of Brad Gushue with his final stone. Executing a double, trying to get a deuce with last rock advantage on this third end.
Yes! Wow! Yeah!
He's going to be close. Will it roll far enough to nudge it? Don't know whether he pushed it far enough to get second shot or not.
How's that yellow, Don?
That is a tough situation for the sweepers when your skip is yelling whoa and your third is yelling yes.
You're not going to concede?
I think it is yellow. I agree with you, Mike.
Kick it at that red one. Kick it at the red one.
But I think they might measure again.
What was aggressive, eh? We didn't really stop a lot, but it sounds like... you got to go all the way.
I think it's down again.
They're just waiting for the measure. Here's the replay. Richard Hart was yelling on the whole way, and Glenn Howard calling them off.
We had a piece halfway down. Normally we just listen to him, but he was so adamant. Yeah, I know he was. Yeah.
That's tough for sweepers.
Sure of it, isn't he?
I know that a general rule is you listen to the person in the house that's calling the line.
Yeah.
Two yellow, and Ontario, through three ends of play, again has a 1-point lead over Brad Gushue and the team from Newfoundland Labrador. 78th Brier in attendance for this championship game at Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. Glenn Howard of Ontario leading Brad Gushue of Newfoundland Labrador 3-2, playing the fourth end. And Glenn Howard is hoping that he'll join this list of Brier skips who have lost one year but came back the next year to win it all. He had that experience with brother Russ in 1986, losing and then winning in 87, losing in 92, winning in 93. He lost last year to Jean-Michel Menard, and he'd like to become the 8th to win it the following season. And he would like to accomplish that task right here at Cops Coliseum in Hamilton in this championship game against Brad Gushue of Newfoundland Labrador.
What's up?
At the start of our telecast, Joan talked about Brent Lang and how he curled so well in the semifinal victory yesterday against Jeff Stoughton. He's playing very well at second stone again today with an 83.67 percentage advantage over Chris Schilly.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely in.
This is where the mistakes are being made right now for Newfoundland Labrador.
Right here, Chris.
Jamie Gorab really struggling.
Yep.
Two stones behind the tee line last end, and then another one in the rings. Uncharacteristic of Jamie, usually pretty solid at lead. And you cannot afford to make mistakes against this Ontario front end. Craig Savile's been absolutely unbelievable all week. The lead position.
He's been 90s. Perfect so far in this game.
He's in the 90s, I think 9 of 11 games.
Clean. Yep.
I mean, talk about how nerves affect a player, and often it's when your heart is beating more, there's adrenaline in your system, you will overthrow rocks, and that it turns up in draws like this where you feel like you're throwing what was normal all week, and it tends to be more.
Still looks set. What? Don't touch it.
Right here, guys. Right where my broom is.
Easy.
Yep. Get it off the line.
Interesting position for this guard. Really well thought out by Brad Gushue. See, it's very difficult to peel. Both of these yellow stones in the rings make things difficult on Glenn Howard. Which way do you play the peel where there's no jam possibility? Another way to combat it, just to throw a guard yourself, and that's what we're going to see from Glenn Howard. No surprise, really. Very aggressive.
And those rocks are in a good position. In the 4 foot in front of the tee line, they're guardable.
Whoa. Tight. Not in, boys. No hit and roll in.
Oh, then.
We're in.
Oh, picking. Hasn't done anything yet, though.
Not anymore.
Sit down.
No. Shot.
That's been a word we've heard far too often this week. Picking.
I'm not sure whether that one did or not, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. You just get in your head that there is something going on, and it may be getting overused.
No. Yep. Oh, hard.
Schilly trying to run them both. He'll do it. And he gets a roll. But it will be a double opportunity there to get rid of those two if that's what Glenn Howard chooses to do.
Well, really good shot in the sense where the shooter went. Very impressive, actually.
That's okay.
Double's not even that critical for Glenn, but he's going to play it.
Half in the third. Half's good.
Interesting to see what Brad Gushue counters with here, whether he decides to throw some sort of guard.
Yep. Real hard. Yep. Real hard. Real hard.
Mistake from Brent Lang.
Not removing them both, leaving Gushue with an opportunity now to perhaps get his two.
Throw that all right?
Normal, Chris.
Okay. We'll go out here.
Good. Hard. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Watch the roll, Jamie. Good.
It'll just hang around to lie 2.
Little anxious moments there when you see you have that chance to set up your 2 points very easily, and it almost rolled out of the ring.
Sorry? Firm. Peel. Double's not there, right?
No.
Shouldn't really be throwing peel at this, should
Flat roll. You got to stay.
You want to get over. Just firm, Glenn. Okay.
Anything's good.
Okay. Right on the nose. Here.
The next event for Brad Gushue and his Newfoundland Labrador teammates will be the Strauss Canada Cup that gets underway next week in Kamloops. It runs from the 13th to the 18th. We'll have the men's and women's finals on the 17th and 18th, our next CBC television curling coverage.
Good. Maybe a little down. No, please. Mark's normal. Whoa. It's good. Hip. Whoa. Hip. Yeah. Whoa. 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 Don't want to risk it too much. Good job, Mark. Good.
Well, double might be there this time. A little higher up in the rings.
Peel.
So he has to move that stone on the left, only about 6 inches to get it out of the play.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 right up, whoa, whoa, roll it, Craig. A little bit, Seb. Okay. Good. Okay. Pretty good. Just enough. I think it is, isn't it? All right. Gotta roll in.
I think it's just enough to be shot stone over the Newfoundland rock on the far right.
Huh. Where's shot? On? Yeah.
John,
okay.
leave the guessing up to Mike and I.
Yes, yeah.
Go, bud.
We're 50-50 right now.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
We got freeze. Okay. Just even there is fine, Mark. Okay. Top 8.
Here, Richard Hart say if this goes deep, we got to freeze, and they don't want to give up 2 right back here. Danger the freeze, of course, brings 3 into play.
3, Mark? I think it's more than that. A lot of room. 4. It's definitely more than that. It's got a lot of room. 4. Off, Jamie.
Looks heavier. Lots of weight.
Looks real heavy. Looks like it's back 8.
We're 6. We're 7.
Whoa, still lots of room, lots of line.
You want to go deep, Mark, or Brad?
We are.
I think you're there on your own.
I didn't think you do that much.
Go, 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 go. All right.
Immediately upon release, Mark Nichols indicated he was heavy.
Jeez, I could see it halfway down the sheet.
As soon as I let it go, I told him it was heavy.
I think your line was okay if you're top 8. This one in this week.
Double by mistake. Sorry.
I like intern. Intern fairly firm.
Yeah, it's about a half rock double.
Yeah.
Is this curling?
Yeah, well go.
So we're going to play the hit and roll, or hear Richard Hart say the double on mistakes.
Across the top, the throw, you make the double.
Okay.
Into there. If you hit a little too thin, you make the double. Danger, of course, if you don't get shot here, Brad Gushue is going to play the exact same draw, maybe get into the top 8 foot and bring 3 into play.
A little more.
Worth the risk because the guard is yellow. It does belong to Team Ontario. If he does get another rock in there, he would be playing a short run back.
False, real false. Real false. False.
Yeah! Yeah! Hard! 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 Go!
The roll, will he get 2? He just rolls off the back of the red stone.
That was very close. Those are so hard to call. He just over-curled a tiny, tiny amount not to be able to move this rock far enough.
What do you like? Well, do you think he'll freeze?
You like to freeze it all?
Well, what if he goes top 8?
Yeah, you know, make it good. You're here. He's making that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Back 4?
Yeah, we got to take the risk that he that he won't play the draw. And if he plays the draw and he doesn't make it, we get 3. So.
Yeah. We got that too.
I'm sure our viewers will agree with me. When we see curlers in championship games such as this, they all have so much respect for what their opponents are capable of doing.
Calls back 8. They don't want to leave a double. The mistake here, of course, is T-line leaving a double. Will Glenn Howard play the freeze if Brad Gushue throws it back here?
And hit by
very risky.
By Brad Gushue sliding backwards, talking to Mark Nichols, and announcing loud enough for the opposition to hear that he'll bring in 3. That's a bit of gamesmanship right there. And these competitive teams know exactly what they're doing by saying what their intentions are and what the guesses are for what the opposition will do.
Easy, Chris. You're fine. You're fine. You're all there.
Make sure we're past this one. That's all.
Oh, I grabbed hard, hard, hard. Go hard.
sudden movement in the rock. It's slowing down.
Go, go, go. You gotta get back there. Keep going.
Hoping to drag it back in.
Hard. Come on. Go. Go.
Frustrating.
That definitely did pick up debris.
What you can do. Another pick. Wow.
I believe Glenn Howard will try the same shot again.
I can't believe it's going to curl like that again. But still, I think we're in a little farther. Chili threw a hit here. There's been a few hits.
You see that sudden movement from one side of the line and a foot across. And again, it's a very frustrating game. And even Glenn Howard coming down to play this same shot again and make this double, doesn't know whether his second rock will react the same way as the first one did.
Glenn Howard with his final stone of this fourth end. He came close to making the double with his first attempt. Somewhat similar shot with his second stone, trying to get rid of both Newfoundland Labrador stones. He rolls over. This time he rolls over the top of it. Previously, he caught the back portion of the rock, this time on top of it.
That's really, really hard luck for Glenn Howard to be that close.
Laughable.
You talk about the other side of the inch. That is exactly what happened on those two attempts.
Well, he hit that about a half an inch thicker. It stays for shot. Hit it a quarter of an inch thinner. You make the double.
Throw the same weight we're flying.
So now a great opportunity for Newfoundland to get the 2 points that have been set up all end with the miscue by Brent Lang.
Final stone of the fourth for Brad Gushue.
Piece of the 8 on its own.
He has to get a piece of the 8 to score 2.
All yours. Line's fine.
We're there. 7-8.
Keep your brooms down. One of you keep your brooms down, please. 8. Clean, Jamie. Unless we're through. Clean, Jamie. Clean, Jamie.
Brad Gushue imploring the front end for somebody just to keep the broom down to make sure there are no picks. And indeed there are not, as it comes to rest at the back of the 4, and Newfoundland Labrador gets to move in front for the second time in this game.
Weekend, Canada's top speed skaters hit the ice in Salt Lake City at the World Single Distance Speed Skating Championships. Join Steve Armitage and Katrina Lemaine-Owen for coverage on CBC Sports Weekend. Back here at Cops Coliseum, a pretty good crowd, the biggest crowd of the week as we head to the fifth end on.
And they're being treated to a wonderful curling battle between Glenn Howard, the runner-up last year, and the Olympic champion Brad Gushue. Now, only once has a Canadian junior champion skipped his rink to victory at the Brier. In 1985, Kevin Martin skipped his Alberta junior team to a title, and he won his first Brier in Hamilton 6 years later. Brad Gushue, the 2001 Canadian junior champion, 6 years later, Hamilton, the venue.
Keep going.
Oh, there is too many coincidences at this year's Brier, isn't there?
Well, I think Brad Gushue's got to feel like the seas are parting for him a little bit after some of the wins he had in the round robin this week, and you know, good karma. It's one thing he's carried over from Russ Howard, is that we always used to comment about Russ, how guys would miss their last shots against it. But you know, one of those things, the more I practice, the luckier I get things. But Brad's put pressure on his opponents and left them with some reasonable easily shots to win games, and they've been missing for him. But it's a good thing if you're Brad Gushue, knowing that you're kind of getting through some wins when you're not playing your best, and he's looked very sharp late in the week in particular.
Getting good.
Well, he was really solid in his 1-2-page playoff win over Glenn Howard, and they continue to curl extremely well in this championship game.
You always have to have some breaks. Having been through this round robin format before, a national championship, you need to have some luck go your way, and you need to be close on every one of those shots. And Ontario finding themselves behind in this game, halfway, and having last rocks, they need to use these rocks that are in play. Try to get hidden behind them, keep their rocks in front of the tee line, and try to score more than one with hammer.
Back there somewhere.
Yeah, look at those two Newfoundland Labrador stones. What a difference it makes when your stones are in front of the tee line.
That's good.
In the third end, Jamie Korab slid both his stones into the back 8-foot, and Newfoundland was in trouble that entire end.
Okay.
Much better situation here in the fifth.
Craig Saville having a perfect game thus far. Jamie Korab at 84%.
All there.
Evan, right off.
That's a little generous for Jamie, I would say, with those. She's had 3 clear misses in my mind.
Yep. Hard then.
So now the call for Chris Shilley is to get this rock right down frozen onto the yellow stone at the back 8-foot.
Freeze it. Yep. 7. Yep. Hard.
7 is T-line.
Hard. Whoa.
Well, Brad Gushue has not been without his critics. And he was saying the other day, it's great to be in a Brier final, especially after all the things that have been said about us in the last year, things like I can't skip on my own and all that stuff. But we're proving we're a great team, and I think there has been some vindication here that they are a very good team with their performance during the round-robin play in the Page game and again in the championship game.
And I think a lot of that, Don, comes out of the fight that many teams have to get out of their province, to get back to the Brier, to have the opportunity. And a lot of the lack of respect comes from the fact that there isn't a lot of teams that Brad Gushue needs to fight through to get to the Brier and have this opportunity to make it through the round robin, make the playoffs. And part of it is that. I think the other part is the fact that Brad Gushue has not stayed with the same players all the time. He's been with Mark Nichols for years since he was in juniors, but they've always had a different player come in at second, and there are teams that would have problems with that.
Line's good. Hard. 5. Whoa, guys.
Off.
Wait,
Guys.
wait.
Off.
Line's good.
Got a curl.
Sure.
Freeze it.
Line's good.
Line's perfect.
Yep.
Hard.
Wolf can. Line's good. Yep. Right to it, guys. Hard. Hard, guys. Hard.
Well, I talked about Glenn Howard and the fact he came back twice with brother Russ to win after losing a Brier final. Brad Gushue in 2000 in Moncton lost the Canadian Junior Championship. And then he came back the next year in St. Catharines, just down the road from Hamilton, to win the Canadian Junior title and go on to win the World Junior Championship in 2001 in Ogden, Utah, which was the site, of course, of the Olympic Games curling competition.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
No. Whoa.
It's a big miss there from Brent Lang, trying to bail out, clear up the front now that stack of stones from the tee line backward are then shot stone belonging to Newfoundland.
Guard for now?
Oh, yeah. What else do we do?
Freeze, the same shot as you.
Guarding
It's halfway, Mark.
Freeze on Brad's first one.
So I've been heavy on everything. Well, not real heavy, but...
You wait.
Throw a 1 here and we'll sweep it for 2, or throw 2 your own.
Line's everything.
There's no need to jump it, right?
No. Line's everything. Let's go, bud.
Do we want to just bite in center, or?
Yeah, just enough to take this away.
Okay.
Let's go, bud.
Really great chance for Mark Nichols to put this guard on and put some real pressure on Ontario to continue to try to bail out.
Wait for the line.
Easy.
2.
Line's good. Line's okay. Yep.
1, 2.
Hard.
Still 2.
Hard. Whoa.
We're 2.
Whoa. Up. Good shot.
Attaboy.
Well, Newfoundland Labrador had some success in stealing points during round-robin competition. Their biggest steal was in the final round-robin game against Dean Jones of British Columbia when they stole the winning point on an extra end.
I was barely moving on that.
I don't think so. I stood still on the second one. That's why. I think you got to do the long one. That's so true.
Yeah, I think the long one, Glenn.
Okay.
He's going to try to run that guard back onto the stone at the top 12-foot, try to open things up a little bit. A little messy right now for Team Ontario.
Wall.
Right off. Okay.
Just a straight peel now.
Keep doing it and he can't score.
Only thing is 1 team makes 2 perfect shots.
Well, that's what I mean. I think we guard
Same
forever.
spot.
Same thing, Mark.
Let's go, Mark.
That's the strategy, guard forever.
Especially if they keep that guard very high, like the last one. It makes that double peel so much more difficult.
It's a little more. Clean.
Mine only, Brad, a little
clean,
more.
Just clean.
Should be same spot.
Clean
guys.
it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Same spot.
Gotta
Curl. Same spot.
Same,
touch
right.
deeper.
Here more.
Hair deeper.
Clean. Yep, close. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean.
Good. Good.
Clean. Yep, yep, yep. Good.
Very precise.
Good boy, Mark.
Good job,
Good, buddy.
Maybe a little more available on that red stone to the top 12-foot, but
Yeah.
Ontario's going to try to run this back again. Really need to remove both those stones right now.
Whoa, whoa. 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 Get it.
Just touches the stone in the 12, just moving it over an inch or two.
That was very close from perfection. You'll see he'll just rub this. Come over the top.
It makes the guard much easier, though, for Newfoundland Labrador in the sense that they were trying to take away the freeze and that little short run back. Now that the stone's moved over, the guard, there's a little bit more room for error for Brad Gushue.
Might be more than two.
Go, bud.
Light and center line's good here now.
Yeah.
Take that over here.
He's going to throw a guard. Question then is whether or not Glenn Howard will try to come down in here and play some sort of freeze tap and try to somehow leave himself an angle raise on those two Yellowstones out front there for 2 or 3.
I think we can go.
Easy. Wait for
Very
the line.
comfortable situation here
Gotta
for
go the way.
Newfoundland.
No, then. Make sure we're over. Gotta go. Line's good. Help. Help. Help.
Korab and Shilly calling for Nichols to come out and help with the brushing.
So well done. Glenn Howard's going to try to come down and make the freeze. He'd love to move this stone far enough to get shot. I'm not sure if that's available, but Brad Gushue's going to play a guard and then look for Glenn Howard
Get shot or no?
to run one of these stones in here. Have a chance to score
right
2 or 3 on his next stone. Very, very difficult shot, but a big reward. But he has to start with the freeze here. He needs to get as close as possible to that stone on the button to make the angle raise a little bit easier. If there's any separation at all, it makes that angle raise very, very difficult.
And he cannot be heavy and roll off where Brad Gushue would be able to make a hit, make a play on it.
Hard.
It's a very difficult shot here.
It's short. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bounce it. Bounce it. Yep. Go. Bounce it. Go, 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 go. Hard. Go. Okay. Okay. A little bit.
It's got nothing on this one.
Two slide.
I think that's his only shot to score is this up here. Maybe throw one here?
Yeah.
We can get there?
Recognizing the danger, as Mike pointed out.
Just got to guard the outside half, so.
Can he make the tighter one for 2?
What's that?
Can he make this tight one for 2 or no?
I don't think so.
There's a great
I
look at
want
it
to
there.
make it for 1.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Guard in the middle, you can hardly see that stone on the button at all.
Jamie, just over.
Yeah.
Same weight's pretty close. Yeah.
That'll go that much, eh?
He's guarding the yellow guard on the right, so he'd like to get his guard into this position over here, preventing the run back on this one. He doesn't think that there's any availability on this one. The one that Glenn Howard threw is in the way.
It'll curl at least that much. But you're right.
Well, I'm just looking for a 1.
Yeah.
Do you think we need more?
I don't think you're only throwing a 1. It shouldn't curl all that much.
Yeah, it doesn't have that much time to curl.
And they were just talking about a 1, which is a very, very high guard right over the hog line.
We can wait.
We can trying to decide how much it will curl when the end of its path is so high in the house.
Heavy. 1. Heavy. Whoa. Heavy.
Line's good.
Whoa.
Heavy.
Right it. It's heavy.
Just don't line it up.
We're freezing almost.
No, we're not.
Don't line it up.
We're not. No, we're 3 feet short.
Hard.
No.
Oh, short.
Shot.
Okay.
They didn't lay a brush to it, and it came to rest between the two Ontario
Stones. A little
stones.
tougher anyway.
Is that even there? I don't think it's there. I don't think I can hit this low enough, can I? Yeah, I don't think you can hit it hard enough. You're going that way, and then you want to come back that way.
Oh, it's totally there.
I'm not sure it is, Rich.
Oh, Glenn, you
can definitely
get
hit it in the
quarter
right spot.
there.
Okay.
There's tons of space.
Well, that's all we have.
You paper bot, you won't even hit this one.
Is this one there, though? Yellow, yellow?
That's all I see. Does anybody see another shot? Let's play it there. Feel.
Onto the outside of this one, into this shot on the button, and if he ever sticks it there and gets two, would be great. I don't think there's any danger here of chipping his own Yellowstone out of play, although stranger things have happened, but extremely difficult shot, to say the least.
You'll see where the broom is. He has to come across the face of that top red stone just to hit the outside corner of the high yellow guards. Very difficult.
Gotta go! Whoa!
The degree of the difficulty on this stone very, very high for Glenn Howard, the final rock. And he'll catch it too thin and just drive it harmlessly across the top. It's a steal of one for Newfoundland Labrador, the first steal of the game. But Brad Gushue has a 2-point lead with 5 ends remaining in this 2007 Brier final here at Copps Coliseum in Hamilton. Well, many people anticipated that this would be a very close game, a very well-played game, as the two games these two teams dished up, first in the round robin and in the Page playoff 1-2 game were. And the curlers have not disappointed with the shots they have made. Brad Gushue is making his way down to join Mark Lee at ice level. Let's hear from him now.
Thanks, Don. Brad, what an exciting first half. You're really putting pressure on this Ontario rink. A couple of deuces and then that big steal in the fifth. How did you see the first 5 ends?
I thought we played well. I think we need to get our lead rocks in a little bit better position for the second 5, because they're going to be going all out now, being down 2. So if we could do that and get the rocks in the right positions, make a few peels, you know, I like our chances.
Been about a year since you won that big Olympic gold medal in Italy. How did that Olympic experience prepare you for what you're experiencing here in your very first Brier final?
Oh, I think it prepared us a lot. I think that's the most pressure you're ever going to feel, and you know, there's a lot of pressure in this game, but it's nothing compared to that. So we're, you know, this almost feels like you know, a provincial game. I guess it doesn't have that same feeling that it would have if we didn't have played the Olympics last year.
Well, you're looking good so far. Keep it up the rest of the way.
Thanks, Mark.
Brad Gushue of Newfoundland and Labrador with a 2-point lead over Glenn Howard of Ontario as we go to the 5th end break. Scotts will be the lucky recipient of a 2-year lease of the all-new 2007 Ford Edge. And this time in the final, it came down to Newfoundland and Labrador skip Brad Gushue versus Alberta's 3rd, John Morris. Here's the format. Each player must throw a total of 6 different shots, with a maximum of 5 points awarded for each shot. Everything from a hit and stay to the more difficult double takeout. So here's Brad Gushue, drawing to the button, and he did it for 5. But it's John Morris who comes through the port with this draw, and Morris puts it right on the button for 5-2. The final results: John Morris wins with a total of 23 points, Gushue behind him with 18. And so John Morris is this year's winner of the Ford Hot Shots.
Boy, thanks, Ford. This should go good on the Alberta highways right here.
Well, I don't think Brad Gushue will be too disappointed losing the Ford Hot Shots if he can win the Brier title. And right now, he's got the 2-point advantage.
Well, he certainly has got to be happy with that 2-point advantage and not having last rock in this game. It sure has been a battle, though. Every time that the team with last rock has the other team in trouble, there's been a whole bunch of opportunities for big shots. He was forced to make a very difficult double to try to cut down the 3-point score possibly for Ontario. Just rolled far enough to hang on for shot stone, forcing Glenn Howard to have to make this very tough double. Soft weight. They just moved the second rock,
just slightly so that there was some doubt as to who was second shot. The measurement, and Ontario got 2.
The second time we've had a measurement in this game, and both times Ontario has been the recipient of the measurement, picking up points. The first end they got 1, there they got 2. A couple of double attempts in the following end didn't quite work for Glenn Howard. He came so close to making them.
No, he's got to be a little bit frustrated at this point. The fourth end, he had 2 double attempts in off from the outside of the 12-foot. This is his first attempt. They called the sweep very late, just misses it on the low side. Rock over curled slightly. Next, Rocky threw a little bit more weight, trying to not prevent the curl, and hits it too thickly and goes right across the top of the face. And on that second one, he hits it a half an inch thicker or thinner. He's going to hold Brad Gushue to 1. Bit of a turning point that left Brad a very easy draw for 2 here. And of course, the big steal here in 5 has given Newfoundland Labrador a huge, I don't say huge, but it's a big momentum point in the 5th end. A two-point lead going into the break is a good position to be in.
5-3. Brad Gushue and his team from Newfoundland Labrador lead Glenn Howard of Ontario with 5 ends remaining. Let's join Mark Lee.
Yes, Don, the kids from Newfoundland putting pressure on the experienced team from Ontario, and a 5-3 lead at the 5th end break.
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end.
We tried it.
You should try it.
Now we do it together.
Get out.
Go curling. Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end.
Come play.
Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get up, get light, and go curling!
Gotta go make dinner.
Can anyone stay late to work on this? Oh, Maria. Thanks for volunteering. If you could just highlight all the typos.
Oh, it's Julie. Actually,
No matter what your day throws at you, you can have a great meal. M&M Meat Shops has hundreds of meal ideas that are delicious, fast, and easy. Because when time isn't on your side, we are.
Couple of keys, please.
State your case, young man.
I'm on a first date, and a couple of Keiths would be great.
My finest ale would be perfect. Does she possess any land or livestock?
She has a condo and a cat.
Ooh, she's a keeper. Wilson, the pride of Nova Scotia. Wilson, what's a condo?
Inspiration. Where does it come from? Is it as simple as wanting to be the best? Is it conviction? The things you can't compromise on.
Japan welcomes the figure skating world to the 2007 championships as the frenzy builds. Canada's brightest hope lies in ice dance with Brier and Lausanne. Second last year, they're poised for gold. Olympic bronze medalist Jeff Buttle returns and contends against an injury-weary men's group, including hometown favorite Daisuke Takahashi, second at the Grand Prix final. Japan is also deep in the women's event, including teenager Miki Ando. Three-time national champion Joanne Rochette will carry Canada's colors at the World Championships. Daily coverage begins Tuesday, March 20th at 8 p.m. local, or catch it all live on Country Canada throughout the week.
Young Brad Gushue, only 26, the youngest skip in the field in his first final, letting the pressure roll right off his back with a 2-point lead over this man, Glenn Howard. The Tim Hortons Brier on CB. Steel City and Cops Coliseum just in advance of the 6th end of this Tim Hortons Brier final, and a 5-3 lead for Newfoundland and Labrador over Ontario. And I'm with the Ontario skip, Glenn Howard. Boy, what a close first 5 ends. It seemed every last rock, Glenn, was a pressure shot in the first 5.
Yeah, it seems to be. Unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of the inch so far. I had a couple of one double, and I think the second end to get us out of trouble. It curled up for some reason, nose it, he got his deuce, and then a couple of doubles, and I guess in the fourth end it came across the sheet. I hit the rock twice and didn't happen to get it out, and it would have forced him, but again, the wrong side of the inch. But it's been good so far, and we got to play a little bit better in the second half.
Glenn, I noticed you and the rest of your team left the building immediately after that 5th end. What did you guys talk about during the break?
Basically, we know we've got about a 16-minute break, and the last thing you want to do is just come out and think. We just go into the break, talk about our game plan for the next 5, and get it going. Basically, got to curl a little bit better than Brad and his team.
I wanted to ask you, this is your 7th appearance in a Brier final. What has experience taught you about a night just like this?
Patience. Just be patient, and the good things will happen, and your bottom line, just hang in there and do what you can do. Just make shots.
Glenn, thanks for this and good luck.
Thanks, Mark.
G.Howard of Ontario getting set for first rocks here in the 6th end. Don?
Well, patience is a very good way to describe the way you must play in a championship game such as this, particularly when you have a number of rocks in play and you have to start moving things around so delicately.
And it's important for Brad Gushue to remember that as well. You get to a 2-point lead quite often. The tendency may be to change your strategy a little bit. Again, don't be afraid of giving up the deuce here to G.Howard and take the hammer in. And if you decide to go a little bit too defensively, you'll let your opponent start dictating play. And Brad Gushue does not want to fall into that trap. And it starts right here with Jamie Korab. We saw last end he put both of his rocks in very good positions, top 8, and then a guard. And G.Howard was chasing that entire 5th end. And if Jamie can get his rocks into position, it will make things a lot easier on Newfoundland Labrador.
Well, both teams pick up $40,000 for playing in this championship game. But for the winner, in addition to the prestige of being known as the Canadian men's champion, there's a berth in the 2007 Ford World Men's Championship, March 31st, April 8th in Edmonton, a berth in the 2007 Continental Cup in Medicine Hat, a berth in the 2008 Strauss Canada Cup in Kamloops, a berth in the 2009 Canadian Curling Trials qualifier, and $144,000 in Sport Canada funding spread over a period of 2 years.
To say that the prize is huge is an understatement. Definitely first place is got all of the carrots, and everything that these teams have worked for is the winner of this game, and it is huge.
Mine's good.
And it's far from being over. It's so interesting with the style of play and the skill level of these players, keeping the game very, very close.
Real good.
In previous years, finishing second, if the winner of the Brier already had an Olympic berth, you qualified for a spot in the trials. That no longer exists.
That is one of the changes for the new Canadian Olympic curling trials going into the 2010 Olympics. Taking a look at those second place finishes and saying that that's not the type of winner that we want. We want teams with international experience. That means we want Canadian championship teams and teams that have traveled abroad. And they decided to make the pool of 12 and then have another event to pare it down to 8. That's a great shot. Keeps his shooter in front of the tee line, trying to get that roll over to the corner.
Pretty good. Clean. It's good. Easy. Off. Whoa. Off, Jamie. Close. Whoa. No. Whoa. Right off. Whoa. Right off. Right off. Right off.
Roll it?
No. No.
Okay. Okay, Chris.
Great weight.
Chris Shilley has picked up his numbers over the last couple of ends. He's now at 80%.
Great weight, Chris.
All right.
So now Team Howard going to try to use that corner guard that they put up. Brent Lang needs to get his rock in behind that guard. Try to hide it.
Don't want to. Weight should be good. Line only. Getting tight. Well. Line only, lots. How heavy?
Almost. Really heavy.
Almost through.
Good boy. Come on. Grab it. Good. What?
Feel the guard.
Wow. Whoa! Off.
The guard is the stone
Right
that
off.
Brad Gushue wants removed. Schilly just catches a piece of it, not enough to remove it. That could be a big mistake on the part of Newfoundland Labrador.
It's a huge mistake because he wasn't able to move the guard at all. So not only has he missed both the rock in the house and the peel, but he's left everything in play.
I like you're out. Yeah, me too.
Edge?
Yep.
That's three a little less, eh?
A hair more, yeah, hair less, yeah.
What?
Yeah, just a hair less, yeah.
Curling is such a game of momentum that all it takes is that one kind of big miss to swing it in the other team's favor. It's up to Brent now to make his shot and really get the momentum going for Team Ontario with last rock.
Green line's good.
Oh, needs to curl a bit.
Bump,
Still
yeah,
there.
bump.
Whoa. Yep, whoa, whoa, whoa. Finish.
Angle's great. Angle's great. Little boy, Langer.
Boy.
Two great shots.
Gushue indicating a double attempt.
No, we're...
He's going to rip the guard in to the pile there.
Corner into it. I might get them all.
Okay. Go, bud.
Do you like this?
I don't mind it.
What is it, half? Half is real close, Mark. Okay.
We'll see some heat coming with this
Just
shot.
watch the one he just threw, Chris.
Yeah.
Danger is going across the top and just jamming that yellow guard onto those stones.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yep! Yeah! Oh, off. Okay.
Well, he spills the two stones in the 4-foot. The stone that was angled in stays in the 8.
Breathe.
No worse than it was for Newfoundland Labrador, but a good opportunity now for Team Ontario. They're going to play the freeze on that stone at the back left as we're looking at it, the lower left part of the house.
Is it going to curl that much, boys?
Hey?
You're going to curl that much? That's where it goes in practice. I think we need less, eh?
Probably, but we want to be on this. I think so. We got to make this. We got to try and make this good.
Really important to not have it over curl and not get third shot.
Heavy, heavy, off.
More room.
Off, heavy.
Not bad.
Whoa.
Not heavy.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
Weight's real close.
Whoa. No line.
Whoa.
You can just hear the urgency in their voice as well. They know how important this is.
Hard.
Great chance here. They think this rock picked up debris. It was traveling along at a great pace. They were worried about it being a little bit too heavy, and it grabbed.
You see, they're not even on it. That's indicating that there's plenty of weight.
No line.
Whoa. It's getting better.
Gotta curl.
Watch it start to spin.
Whoa.
Yep. There.
Right about now. There it goes.
Go.
And even if the stone came to the back 8, it would have been a very difficult double for Newfoundland. And you'll see the angle there. There actually might even be a triple here.
Yep. Real hard. Really got to go. Hard. Back it up.
Mark Nichols with his second shot. And he'll nudge the Ontario stone, but I think it is still second.
Who's second?
That's a big mistake for Newfoundland Labrador.
Yep.
Mark Nichols will be disappointed with that.
And again, that's that out-turn peel.
So where do you go to not leave a double?
Nose end right there.
Yeah, he's even the hit.
You got to watch. You don't let him come into his own.
I think you're better off playing the same shot.
Here?
Sort of a quarter around him.
Way over here.
And then the
Go
right
there.
double's not there.
I'll go talk to him then. What about over there? Because we're going to have to play a double.
You like this? A quarter rock around.
And he just goes.
Play a double, right? Yeah, he's going to play the hit and roll and get them both going.
And then he's going to get them both going.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that either.
Really?
Well, we're going to have to separate them. We're going to have to play a double in those reds, right?
I mean, we got to be an 8-foot too, eh? Maybe right on the button, even with our other.
I like that.
Right?
Might be a good opportunity for Rich Hart to go down and talk to Glenn Howard.
Well, give him that double, but don't let him play this one over here.
Okay, whatever you want. Let's do something.
Let's call timeout. This is kind of huge. Right?
Okay.
Well, Glenn Howard has been quite decisive that he likes to go over to the open side, the top 8 foot.
It's kind of massive, sorry.
It is a good time to talk.
It's kind of massive here.
Oh, here you
go. What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking if you go over there, he's gonna take around the double.
Right.
Time out, eh?
See you later.
Want to take a time out?
Yeah.
Time.
Okay. I'm worried about him hitting this and rolling both
in,
into the 8 foot or the 4 foot or 8 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, and he outcounts that one.
Yeah, and then we have a hard time getting it out.
Right. So that's why I'm almost thinking try to bring ours in for shot.
Well, I don't mind that. Other than he can hit and roll into that pile. He gave it nuts that back one. We're done. Right, Richie?
You go there, then he drills that, right?
Yeah, he wants to play this. Anything in there lets him.
I know. Okay, well, you want to just make him throw these doubles?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah? Okay. It's real tough to get it somewhere where, like, I'm drawing to a foot of ice here, too, guys. Like, I got to be in the 8 foot. We're going to give him a no-brainer.
They're worried about letting Brad Gushue hit this stone onto here. The shooter rolling in as well as the one Brad raises back coming in and leaving a couple of red stones in this area and
if I go back here, it's a no.
bring into play. If by drawing wide, they're going to force Brad Gushue to play a double and hopefully hold him to 2. They're going to throw it to the right side, right in front of that stone that's at the back 8 foot in the 8 foot circle.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Right there.
The other option that Richard was talking about was coming into the back 4 foot right behind the tee line, and the danger of that is Brad playing a hit and roll into his own back stone as well. So I think this is really well thought out. This was Glenn Howard's gut. Feel it. His call, his instinct was to come over to this spot. Whatever you call, you have to make.
Again, you assume your opponents are going to make their next shot. Make it tough.
Fine. Shot.
Hey. Well, they have so much respect for each other's abilities.
Good shot, Richie.
Well, you have to. You dare your opponents into making shots, and inevitably they will, and that's how you lose. That's how you get burned. So.
I hope we didn't overthink it.
I don't know.
Jeez.
He's always going to have an out.
Yeah, I know.
Make it, bud.
That's the toughest draw for me too, right?
Yeah, I know.
If we don't outcount it, or we're going to put it to no-brainer.
So Brad Gushue looking for the double. We'll try to roll a shooter in to get shot stone.
Gushue's first up this 6th end.
Whoa, up.
Ontario lying 3.
Yes.
He's trying to get rid of 2 of those Ontario stones, and he'll do it.
Well done. Once again, great execution. So now Ontario trying to spread out their rocks again and be happy to set up for their 2 points.
I thought that would curl a little bit. Yeah. Looked like you kind of just popped it a little.
Yeah?
Yeah. Someone dead straight down there, right? Yeah.
It's important for Glenn Howard to get this to the tee line or deeper so that Brad Gushue cannot play a double of some sort. Interesting to see if Brad Gushue does play a little short raise and try to roll into lie 2. If this rock is not at least full 8 foot, he may try it.
Okay.
We should see these sweepers keep a broom down, keep it clean. There's been too many pits. Unless they think the rock is through.
Heavy, whoa.
Heavy.
Sweepers have stopped.
Big in.
Whoa. Shot.
This stone will stop in time.
Just ran straight for so long. It's dancing. Just on that line,
yeah.
Good
Brad's going to play this double.
Misses it all day, does it? Oh, I think so.
Throw.
God, that ran like a knuckle down there, Rich.
Spins off it.
You feel the slide?
Middle of the rock?
A little flat.
What is it, a thick half?
Big shot here. Brad Gushue actually can throw enough weight to make this double, so he's going to try to hit this about half stone. Again, we talked about this driving it on here. The yellow will go for sure.
Half?
Will the shooter come over here and kill Glenn Howard's draw? Mark Nichols sure hope so.
Nose isn't terrible.
Well, a few stones back, this end was shaping up as a potential 3 for Ontario.
Yep.
Brad Gushue could change the entire complexion of this end and be in a position to score himself if he can make this. Oh, he'll roll behind the Ontario Stone, so it's a draw for 2 to tie things for Glenn Howard.
We're giving up 3 all day.
And that's just Brad's admission right out of his hand. He was inside the line of delivery. Just didn't give it a chance. It's over curled.
I just thought it was going to curl. What? You can see it just ticking it. Yeah, you're pretty good. This will curl more. It'll be the same.
Pretty simple shot here for Glenn Howard. Big deuce for Ontario.
Trying to tie this game at 5 with 4 ends remaining. The final stone of end number 6.
Good luck. Yeah, head down, head down. Gotta go, I think, Savvy. All right. Gotta go.
They're worried about the sliding path. They need some momentum coming into the middle.
We got it. Come on. All right. Come on, never stop. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let's see.
Great brushing. Well done.
To the button for the second point. And Ontario's Glenn Howard and Newfoundland Labrador's Brad Gushue are all even at 5 with 4 ends remaining.
Surgeons versus DJs, tattoo artists versus millionaires, and you versus your mom. Test the Nation IQ will see just how smart Canadians really are in this live 2-hour special, and you can play along. Visit cbc.ca/testthenation for more, and watch Sunday starting at 8 on CBC television. There's the legend, Russ Howard, in the building here tonight, watching and cheering on his brother Glenn. Of course, Russ with ties to both ends. Last year, the Olympic gold medalist as the second with Team Gushue. But as Russ told us yesterday, Don, blood is thicker than screech.
I think there might be a little screech consumed on George Street tonight in St. John's if Brad Gushue and his team come through with a victory in this championship game here in Hamilton. You know, in 1991, when the event was played here and Kevin Martin won, there were 6 sheets of ice in use for the round-robin draws. This is an Olympic-sized facility, so they could put the 6 sheets of ice in, and there were no buys, and Jeff Stoughton was saying one of the things about that 91 bar, you never got a chance to watch any other games.
We can, maybe.
There was
no buys.
There was no morning draws. It was all afternoon, evening, and as a fan, I loved it.
Whoa, a lot of room, Mark. Not heavy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 5-6. Oh, it's not curling either. Really got a hook.
What a great battle tonight
Really got a hook.
in this Brier final.
Hard now. Great shot. Good boy, Jamie.
It's a perfect placement of the guard. Perfect draw.
Going around it? Where are we going, Craig? Threes or round? Threes. Room. Round. Yeah, looks like he kind of hooked it. Looks heavy. How heavy? Little bump. Close. Wall. Close. Really curling. Wall. Yeah. Wall. Still good. Whoa. No, we have to. Whoa. Whoa, Richie. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, Richie. Curl. Whoa. Bumping in there. Grab up. Curl. Okay. Okay.
It sounded like the line was better than that, though.
This is how the leads compare, and Jamie Korab has yet to throw a takeout. Craig Saville, a very strong game, 96%. The teams are all even at 5-5. And sometimes you wonder about statistics. The 2 teams through 5 ends, both 84%.
Pretty good. Line's good. Line's tight. Hard. Go. Hack. Hack. Whoa. Hold it.
Craig Saville rolling off that shot stone a little bit, giving Jamie Korab a chance to remove that yellow stone belonging to Team Ontario.
Go, 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 go.
It just curled up enough.
He's able to push it through cleanly. Newfoundland Labrador lies too.
Take your turn, Chris.
There's 2 shots available. There is a slash double or a hit and roll, which is what Glenn Howard has called. He's looking to pick up some debris.
Somebody's got a brutal gripper. Chunks of rubber.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was one of the stories again this week with this type of ice surface, that the ice makers really wanted the curlers to check their grippers. Curlers aren't always paying attention to the shape of their equipment. And the gripper is what you slip on over top of your slider while you're sweeping. And if you've got an old one in this kind of surface, little pieces of that rubber gripper will stick to the ice, and that causes the rocks to go astray.
Yeah. They talk curlers quite often get new equipment coming to the Brier, new pants, new shirts, but they always use the same old shoes. And
forward.
It's a great shot of the grippers there, and these days it's just been encouraged more and more just to change those grippers, wash them, clean them out, and again, it's just one of those things that is changing with our game.
Off. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Okay, that's good. Right.
Well, Joan talked about a key matchup being its second stone, Chris Schille and Brent Lang. Lang with a slight edge. Schille got off to a bit of a shaky start, but has picked things up since then.
Well, both seconds have really caused difficulty on their teams. In the fourth end, it was Brent Lang who jammed a double and ended up giving Newfoundland Labrador an opportunity to score two. And then in that last end, it was Schille who missed the guard, missed the peel, and put his teammates in difficulty.
This is a very aggressive call by Glenn Howard. He does not have last rock. He's looking at two stones belonging to Newfoundland Labrador in the house, and he's called for this freeze. It's very gutsy.
Hey, Langer.
Good job, Brent.
Very nice.
Hard. Line's gonna be tight. Three. Hard for line. Real hard. Hard for line. Hard, guys.
Really brushing this stone.
Room for line.
Trying to keep it on line.
Room. Whoa. Bumping. Room. Whoa. Okay, good shot.
And it's just amazing how much the brushers can keep those rocks straight. They knew that Chris was inside that line of delivery right from the start, but because they brushed it early, they were able to keep it straight.
We don't have anything over here. We could just like it if you're not at the nose.
And that's certainly been part of the problem this week, Don, is to keep the ice surface clean, and the brushers know they should be cleaning. It's just that little bit of sweep affects the path of the rock so much.
What?
Third or thinner. Looks I like normal.
I don't.
I like softer too.
I like softer, Glenn.
Just leave these in play?
Solid board. I like it.
You're going to leave them in play?
I think I can still make it. As soon as I can hit it, it looks like.
Based on what you said about, debris on the ice and that sort of thing, I think it might be wise on all draw attempts for the brushers just to keep their brush on the ice in front of the stone so that it doesn't pick.
But as I was saying, that kind of little light brush often affects the path, believe it or not. It's the kind of surface that it is that even a light clean will keep the draw straight. That's why they're reluctant to do it all the time.
It's in there pretty good.
Try and jiggle these around a little bit.
Right to the nose of it and maybe bump it a hair.
Okay. Try and get in here, bump them around a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if we rub off the outside yellow. Yeah. Just top four weight, C-line.
Okay, let's go, bud.
Brad Gushue not really liking the angles out there, so he's just drawing into the pile there and try to move some stones around. His stone that shot rock is acting as a catcher for that stone on the top of the 4 foot. That's Glenn Howard stone, so he wouldn't mind moving his own stone back a couple of feet.
Whoa line. 7. Yep. 7. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard now. Hard. Hard now. Hard. Hard. Whoa.
And he does move things around and change some of the angles.
Real good.
Yeah. They all might go?
Yeah.
So you see?
Yeah.
Richard looking at running the guard back. All the reds might go. Tough shot, but definitely there. Run the yellow straight back onto the red stone at the top 12 foot.
Yeah. Or cheap.
Straight back onto Glenn Howard's broom, and all three reds may fly out of the rings.
Whoa, 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 off.
The shot being attempted by Richard Hart,
Right on.
trying to push his own back onto the two top reds. And all three reds move. Only one will go out of the ring, but shot stone now belongs to Ontario.
Big shot.
That is a great shot, getting all those rocks moving. The top yellow stones belong to Ontario.
They got a big problem here, huh?
I know.
With the big backswing, trying to generate the weight necessary to make this shot.
Right on the beat. Peel? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Gushue playing the double on the yellows here. That one that Glenn Howard swept to the back 12. Just got to watch he doesn't jam it on that one at the back 12.
Yep. Hard, hard, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Great shot. Good.
He drives it back onto the shot stone. Newfoundland Labrador lies one.
See, he's got, it looks like right if he knows it, he's got low ice.
And now you can see the house. Second, third, and fourth shot belonging to Newfoundland Labrador. You know Team Ontario needs to make a play on shot stone. Keep their shooter in play and in a spot where Newfoundland Labrador can't make a double.
Well, that's the difficulty is an open hit, but where do you roll to?
Solid board, boys.
Okay. Where do you want to roll
If he
to?
knows, if he ever rolls his shooter
Right to the blind.
into this area, you know that Brad Gushue is going to make a play up here, and the question is whether he can make an in off this yellow stone and find a way to get rid of both yellows. Got to be very careful where he rolls the stone. A good roll would be right in behind both of those stones. But first object, just to stay.
Just down normal.
Whoa, off.
Down normal.
Clean it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
A nose hit for Glenn Howard. He lies two.
Fine, buddy.
He struggled with his takeouts,
A little.
and he struggled with Brad Gushue, who's curling 94%.
He was saying roll
Well,
right
two of those were doubles that he just missed by, a quarter of an inch.
Where do we want to roll, behind
we
yellow?
think he thinks one of their double picked in the second end.
Thanks.
A couple of nose hits here will result in Newfoundland Labrador likely having to draw for their single point. Brad Gushue, you tempting to try to score two or three, but maintaining a 1-point lead also equally important. Depends on the amount of risk involved.
Off. Right off.
Right off. Right off.
Whoa, Chris.
I got this rock running very similarly to Glenn Howard's, quite straight out in this part of the ice.
They were waiting for a little more curl to get the inside roll.
Yep.
We'll see Glenn Howard try to nose hit. Same reason we drew it on our last one. He doesn't want to give Brad Gushue some sort of free shot at that front one.
Do we
And
want to
here
roll?
they ask,
Are you afraid of anything stupid
if
like
he
him
noses
nosing it
this
dead and we're burying
and
it,
sits
go
right
bang
there,
and
will
shoot?
there be some sort of play
Is
off
nose
that
good?
top red?
What's that?
Nose good?
Yeah, I think so.
Again,
Nose.
it's
We
up
have
to
to
Brad
roll a
Gushue
rocket
to decide whether he wants to take the risk
Same
and
way?
try to score 2 or 3, or do you throw the draw? You hear him talking about it already. If the stone rolls a little bit towards the center line, I think you'll see him definitely play some sort of
Normal. Whoa.
Same way.
Whoa.
run
Same
back.
way.
Whoa. Clean.
Whoa.
Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Yep.
Sits right there.
Very nicely done. You see them now try to line this up.
It's very risky. I think having a 1-point lead on Glenn Howard going into the 8th end would be huge. I think a steal would be just a tremendous boost for Ontario's confidence.
Trying to make it with the shooter or the other one? Must be the shooter. He doesn't have a ton of room on the guard, though.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I was thinking.
More than enough.
Seen how much room they
You
have
hit
from
where
the
you
hat.
see it's too thin. What's that? I think if you hit where you see it's too thin.
Okay. Do you like it? I don't mind it. If we take one, he's got hammer in 8.
Timeout.
It's a good decision to have a timeout, and this is a huge
You hit
decision,
it anywhere
as
here,
Mike
we're
has
only
pointed out.
giving up, and you might spin in anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think that one's going to be real close to not staying anyway. I don't think we can hit it. I don't believe you, Chris. Looks like we got to skinny the guard.
So Brad Gushue is going to go right down to the hack to take a look at how much he can receive.
Oh, geez, that's a lot.
I'm just having a look from down here.
I don't even think it's there.
It's there.
Jeff Thomas and Glenn Goss come out, the 5th player and the coach.
You got enough. What I'm saying is if they only, if we make this and they get one,
what's it look like?
Fine, we got hammer and 8 to get
there too. If you make it, it's for 3.
Yeah, if we make it, yeah.
Yeah, it's never
I like
spinning.
it for the fact that if we take one here, they've got hammer and 8 to get a deuce. If we don't make this and give them one, and we got hammer and 8, we score one or get a deuce for, you know.
What is it? It's a thin half, eh?
Oh, it's a third.
It's a third.
But like what I'm thinking
mind
is that
one
if we
either,
take
like
this and take one, then they got hammer and 8, they get a deuce, then we're in a bit of trouble.
What's your gut tell you?
My gut tells me I make it, we win.
Yeah.
I like the shot.
My gut tells me if I also make the one, we have a pretty good chance too.
Is there any other weight where we can play it if we happen to hit it too thick? This one squirts in for one?
No. To make it right, you got to throw some weight.
What's the weight you throw at it?
Worst we give up is one. It works well if you pick the guard.
If we score one, we're still in great.
You throw.
But I think that's a real good possibility here because it's so straight.
Normal weight?
I think you got to throw peel.
Peel?
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to throw it, I'm going to throw it hard. Yeah. So what do you guys? Do you guys like it?
I like it. And for that reason, if we give up one, we get hammer and 8. We score 1 or 2, we're still in great shape.
Whatever you feel.
Let's go, Brad.
Peel?
Yeah. We watch Mark's down here.
Interesting comment from Brad Gushue. If I make this shot, we win the game.
Well, it's for 3. I don't think with Peel weight. I think the one that he runs back. I think the one that he hits here is going to go out of the rings, but he's going to try to hit it thin enough to have a shooter come over here and kill this red zone. I disagree with them in the sense that giving up steel, they've got the hammer, they're still in good shape. I think they should try to make sure they score their point. I do agree, however, if he makes it, they have a great chance of winning. Huge decision. If it was a team decision, well thought out.
Well, I wonder what Russ Howard is thinking. Had he been out there, whether he would have changed Brad Gushue's mind.
It's on the
He's
guard.
all over the guard.
Steal a 2 here. Not in play. Huge error. Huge error.
I don't know what it is. There's a lot of chunks of black rubber out there. I don't know whose gripper it is, but there's a...
Well, he talked about the possibility of making this shot to score 3 to win the game. Instead, he gives up a steal of 2, and that puts Glenn Howard and his Ontario team in a commanding position. Brotherly love demonstrated in the stands. A huge miss by Brad Gushue with his final stone of end number 7. He never seemed to get off the center line in trying to get past the guard and onto the top stone in his attempt at a double.
You just watch that center line. Never really got out to the broom, so unless the debris was right under the rock, right from the hack, it looked like he was just inside the line of delivery. And he did say that in that great conversation they had. It was a well-thought-out risk, that the one thing he could not do was hit the guard. He was willing to give up the steal of 1, but not 2.
I don't think any of them anticipated a steal of 2. They thought 1 was possible.
Well, it was an easy shot to give up 1. Anywhere, hit that stone anywhere on the inside center line side, and you give up 1. Very difficult shot for 2 or 3 that they attempted, but you know, the one consolation as a team, you made it a team decision, and unfortunately it did not pay off, and disastrous, really, wrecking on that center guard, and huge momentum swing in this game. 2 up, playing 8 now against a team like Glenn Howard is not an enviable position to be in.
And we did talk about this a lot yesterday in the semifinal when Jeff Stoughton from Manitoba was playing against Glenn Howard from Ontario, and Jeff made a very high-risk call in the 4th end that also did not work out. And we talked often about risk versus reward. And I know, as you said, Mike, the team all talked about the risk associated with playing that shot. But there are times you need to take your safe one, and the word was be patient and see what happens.
Well, there was a fair bit of joking and kidding around between the two teams in the early stages of this championship game. All players very intense right
4
now.
5.
Not much being said.
We're going to want to go, guys.
And that's to be expected. You're in the final of the Brier, biggest game of the year for both of these teams.
A lot of room yet.
Lots of room. As soon as we can.
Yeah,
Gotta go sideways.
Saville and Lang have a history with Brad Gushue as well. Brad accompanied John Morris to one of their World Junior Championships. So they're good friends.
Go.
And we talked about it yesterday. These teams they see each other a lot out on tour, and it's easy to be friendly early in games, but as it comes down to crunch time, the pressure builds.
Brad was the alternate for Morris in 98 and 99.
Well, clean.
Brent Lang being asked to throw the peel here.
Easy, clean.
Team Ontario only has a 2-point lead, and Newfoundland Labrador has last rock. This game is still very, very much in reach for Brad Gushue. He does definitely need to get 2 here, though, and tie it up.
And he has to dismiss the thoughts of his last throw as he plays this 8th end.
Well, Brad, you know, he is very young, but he's got a ton of experience, and he is very good at forgetting about his misses, and there's never been any question at all about his ability to bounce back and his ability to skip team at this level, and he'll need to draw on all that experience right now in these last 3 ends.
Clean.
What is it you say about a skip at this level?
Okay.
Needing to have a short memory?
Very short memory. Over curled a little. See if Glenn Howard takes a run at this stone in the rings.
Feel it out. Feel it out.
What?
Feel it out.
What, the one in the house?
Yeah. No, peel the one in the house out. Make him make a good come around.
Okay.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Trying to pick out the Newfoundland Labrador stone in the rings. He got it.
Go, Brent.
Want to get the path, guys?
What's that?
Take it on. Lots of time.
And Chris just needing to reset after, noticing something, piece of debris on the path.
Line's good. 4. Yep. Room. 3, 4. Line's good.
Gotta go for weight.
Yep. Room. Hard for line. Hard for line. Hard for line.
3-4 is just 12 foot, the top 12.
Quick. Hard, guys. Hard.
They want to bury this one, but first they have to get it by.
Stay on.
They get a robin.
Fine.
The line was fine. It was just underthrown, and it got to that curl a lot sooner than what they needed.
Decision now for Glenn Howard is whether you want to peel that guard or do you want to hit and roll in front and try to save another one out in front, or throw the guard yourself.
Yeah, because it's so easy to tap.
There's too many rolls. It's a wall to roll behind.
Peel that one he just threw, I think.
Like that?
Well,
He could roll in the ring.
That doesn't help. It makes it worse almost. He comes down and goes boop, and we can't get him
peel
out.
it then. That's fine.
Peel it. I think I can chase her on that corner. Even if
I
he
think
comes
you
around,
can,
I like it. Rich, I like it.
I'm not sure what a boop is, but...
I think a boop is a freeze, maybe a little tap.
Never used that when he played?
No, not often. But he said, I can chase him around that corner guard, because as we talked about earlier, it's his in-turn that he can chase after Mark Nichols' out-turn, and he'll have a very good chance of removing anything that Mark Nichols throws around that corner guard.
Toss, Richie. Nice throw, Rich. Hang on the back of the ring.
So another attempt for Brad Gushue at getting a stone buried behind the corner guard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're coming from the right way.
You're talking about already. So I've got a hack weight or a freeze on my next one, and
What do you think?
5.
again, assuming Mark Nichols is going to make this perfect.
4. Gotta go. Hard for line.
This is curling hard too.
Hard. Hard.
Does this one have enough
Final
weight?
in out. Room. Clean. Oh, keep it above. Keep it above. Keep it above.
Great looking shot here.
Oh, boy.
Nicely done.
Richard Hart will have a good look at this. I likely can see about half of that stone.
Well, what do you guys like? You like the freeze or you like the... What do you guys think?
feel he noses. Lies 2, or he hits and rolls, lies 2, and it's a deuce.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Glenn?
The 8th end. Not a good time for a deuce. I think we freeze.
I think we freeze.
Yeah, make it freeze, Richie.
Yeah. Just worried about this thing curling, that's all.
It looks, they're all curling. It looks like it's
no, I got this thing's a cutter, too.
Speed's good.
Yep.
And the reason why the crowd is laughing is because Richard Hart tends to call the opposite of what Glenn Howard is already setting up to call. He went up to call the peel on the corner guard when Richard said he wanted to play the freeze.
Wolf, if we can. Wolf, we can.
Richard Hart with a lot of input into the decision-making on this Howard team. This was his call to play the freeze.
The sweepers liked it too.
No. Boy,
Real good.
It's one thing to call the shot, but you have to make it.
I said he makes just about everything he looks
Yeah, the
at.
boys, bad time for a deuce.
Yeah, no, it is. No, I hear it.
Real bad time for a deuce. 8-10, tie game.
I got 3/4.
It's not tied.
It will be.
It's not really going real hard.
It would be.
there. No, it's not.
Exactly.
There's.
Try and get here.
I don't know if there's any good time for a deuce, really.
All right.
So, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Crunch time here for Newfoundland Labrador, though. They really need to make these last 3 count.
Same.
Good freeze here from Mark Nichols will likely result in another little touch shot from Glenn Howard. I don't think Glenn Howard's going to blast.
Off, Jamie. Close. Line's good. Whoa. All in. Off it. Well,
Can't afford to bump and roll off this.
Curl and sit. Curl and sit.
Okay.
It's getting messy for Newfoundland Labrador now. There'll be 4 Ontario stones in front of the tee line in a moment.
Touch more weight.
Yeah, we gotta watch you can't get that one though.
Well, another way to go there.
I think a hit roll in there.
Yeah, I think so too. You go into there, then we'll have a nice angle there.
Even if I nut, that's not bad, Rich. You know, I hit that and hit that solid right there. I got a great angle. And that moves.
It's even better though to keep that in the 8-foot, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Board, whatever weight you like. All right.
Board.
Solid board.
Okay, so you heard Glenn Howard talk about just hitting, rolling his shooter into this area. Richard would really like to keep this rock in play in the 8-foot to not allow an opportunity for this stone to count later in the end.
Any way you look at it, it's a very comfortable situation for Ontario. They have lots of options on this hit, as long as they keep on the high side up to a nose.
Solid board. Clean it. A little heavy, Richie. Heavy, Rich. Solid board. Yep. Yeah. Hurry. Yep. Hard. Rough. Yep. Roll a bit.
Looking to punch it through, get a bit of a roll. Line 4.
We're going to see some yellow moving here in a moment.
Had to pop it more, eh?
What?
Yeah, I'll go to.
Yeah, we needed to push it over.
Push it over, yeah.
It lined up right on.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The scary thing is the one comes up and goes into our yellow, right?
I think the shooter's going to get the yellow.
Well,
have a look for the double kick.
Maybe the 2 rocks will hit.
It will. I think the yellow will come back and get his. Oh, look. Get up there.
See what happens.
Well, we do have to move it about a rock.
Yeah.
The question is where that middle stone is going to go. It's going to kiss off this outside one, and it will probably end up spinning kind of straight across the rings. Glenn Howard thinks the red shooter will go over and take that one out behind the corner guard.
Whoa.
Still will leave a double for Ontario.
Up. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Gushue trying to move some of those Ontario stones out of there. Well, he's got shot rock.
Got a little unlucky with that. That middle stone came flying across and killed his own.
Perfect if it doesn't down.
Yeah. I think
I got to throw out turn.
Well, I feel right.
the good news is for Brad Gushue, the 4 foot's open. Look at that middle stone. The one he hits first goes straight sideways onto his own. Brad Gushue at least will have a draw to the button, or draw the 4 foot on his next shot. Better than it looked a moment ago, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you anticipated that was a possibility. So did Glenn Howard.
Kind of wait.
Out turn here. For Glenn, he'll be throwing some firm weight. He can roll right into his own on the side of the 8 foot, and he's not worried about losing that one. He's happy to force Brad Gushue into taking a single point here in 8.
Just firm. Firm. Whoa. Clean it. Whoa, if you can. Oh.
Well, we don't swing for weight, if that's what you mean. Yeah,
Whoa.
They're keeping the brushes down on the path that stone is taking down the ice to make sure it doesn't pick anything.
It's on straight.
Wow, that's great.
Good shot.
Thank you.
So now the open hit for Brad Gushue needs to be
normal. Okay.
just a little bit
normal.
careful.
Yeah, okay, let's go, bud. We can
Hit
hold
and
it pretty
stick
good
for his
here,
1 point.
Looks like he can hit it on the right side of center as we're looking at it. It'll roll in to that stone on the right-hand side of the sheet. Simple, but important.
We're quiet. Yep. We're normal. Yep.
They jumped on it immediately.
Yep. Real hard.
Trying to keep it on line, trying for the nose hit
Right to it.
on the shot stone. It looks good. Newfoundland Labrador picks up a single point on end number 8. 2 ends remaining in this 2007 championship. It's a 1-point game.
And the Ford World Men's Championships. Done.
And will that Brier tankard be claimed by Newfoundland for just the 2nd time? Jack McDuff, the only other winner in 1976. Or will it remain in Ontario for a 9th time? The original solid silver Brier tankard, refurbished for its reintroduction into the men's championship in 2001. And the base holds a hand-engraved silver heart for each year of Brier competition, with the names of the winning players engraved on that silver heart.
Round.
Thought you were in charge, Howard.
Interesting situation here for Team Newfoundland Labrador. Only down 1 point, but without last rock, 2 ends remaining. We should see a lot of rocks in play. Their strategy would be to try to steal if the opportunity comes up for them. But they wouldn't be too upset with forcing Ontario to just take the single point and being down 2 with hammer. That's not a terrible situation either. So we should see a lot of rocks in play for Newfoundland Labrador.
I'd be willing to bet that Glenn Howard would rather give up a steal than take one. I agree with you, Joan. I think he'd prefer to have the hammer going into the last end tied than he would be to be 2 up without. But he'll go hard for his deuce here, try to get a 3-point lead. If the opportunity presents itself to blank the end, he may try to do that as well. But that with 2 guards out front, and Glenn Howard will likely play another draw here. It will not be a likely occurrence.
Well, Newfoundland Labrador was able to steal on the 5th end. And in the 3 games that these 2 teams have played against each other, round robin, the Page 1-2 playoff game, and this championship game, Brad Gushue and his teammates have been able to steal 5 times. So they've had some success in pilfering points.
Any good?
Oh, it's got to curl.
Got to go at the end.
Right here.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Not
Whoa. Yep. No. Good shot. Okay. Good spots. Okay. Even a little on the outside's not bad. Okay.
Still 7-8.
Can't afford to roll off this very far. Talking about hitting him on the outside's okay.
Hard for line. Really hard. Really hard for line.
This is close to the guard.
Whoa. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
He's on the guard.
Chris Shilley is up cleaning the path, thinking that that rock caught some debris.
Right
What do
when
we
he
do?
lifted his foot.
Feel that one?
Well, I don't think anybody feels worse than Chris Schilly that he was unsuccessful in his attempt.
This should curl a little, eh?
Small amount, yeah. That looks like the right ice.
Yep. Hard. Clean. Clean. Hard. Yep. Good. Yep. Ah, boy.
And Brent Lang making no mistake, taking advantage of that bad break for Chris Schilly.
Okay.
Right when Schilly stood up, big
Right here.
blocks to Hunter.
Okay.
He's good.
Okay. Firm. Whoa. Firm. Close. Yep. Normal. Whoa. Yep. Close normal. Yep. Whoa. Off. Wow. Whoa. Good shot.
Chris.
That is a good shot.
Very
Nice
good.
rebound.
Want to freeze? Nobody likes to freeze, eh?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We'll have a chance.
He's going to guard.
No.
As you say, we still have a chance. That's a chance for a blank.
Right now we got the open 4-foot. I can make a deucer on that corner or something.
Okay.
Every time you hear Richard Hart, there's no shortage of confidence, is there?
No, and he just knows his game very well. He said, I can make a deuce around that corner. Again, that's his in-turn around that corner guard, and it's, again, really tough to chase for an opponent. And you know, knowing your weapons, knowing your strengths. And Glenn Howard talked about it at the break with Mark Lee. Patience. These guys are really, really good at being patient, and it's Brad knows that by positioning this one slight mistake with the position of a freeze, there's a double. Ontario's out at the end, and look for the blank.
Two, three. That's not light. Three's too deep. Three, if anything. Well, got to curl anyway. Whoa. Three. Whoa, line.
Just becomes a bit of a cat and mouse
Really
game now. You're going to see
two.
Newfoundland
Down.
throw
Really
a few
curl.
guards,
Two.
and it'll come down to a decision.
Yep.
When is it time to
Hard,
play
guys.
the freeze?
Hard now. Hard.
And
Right, go. Hard.
I think they'll wait until at least Richard Hart's last stone before they play the freeze. I think Glenn Howard has to guess that Brad Gushue is going to be willing to throw up at least one more guard, perhaps two, if he wants to steal here. I think Brad Gushue will hit personally on his first stone if he gets the chance.
Again, the objective for Team Ontario to remove the guard. Just played by Mark Nichols.
Gotta go. Hard. Go.
Shot.
And Richard Hart successfully gets rid of it.
You make the double, eh?
A few anxious moments there. A rock over curling a bit.
Kick it to.
Just kidding. Good shot.
So this is the decision time right now. If Glenn Howard's going to go for his deuce, this is the shot you're going to play it on. They're going to play the freeze now, or they'll peel and hope they have a double opportunity, because I think Brad Gushue is going to hit on his next stone.
Hard. Two. Over and off. Clean it. Okay. Well. Sweet, guys. Oh, she's getting nasty out here now. Great ice again. Hard luck, Mark.
Over curled. There's a hit available to lie to.
I feel that rock caught some debris as well.
Don't have much. I guess it's there, though, eh? You got a third.
And again, they seem to think some of that debris is coming off a gripper.
Yeah.
Less than that.
Solid hack, maybe.
Good.
Tight, anybody?
That's tight.
I think I got to go more.
Center line, I think.
Yeah, center line, you think?
Not too much.
Okay.
All four players having input on all decisions.
Yep. Hard.
He might be tight to the guard.
Hard.
Come on, Brent.
Will they be able to get it by?
Go.
Just past.
Great sweeping.
Like, that's just terrific rushing to hold that Two of the best. Right on it from one hog line right through to the house. Great sweeping.
Chance now for Brad Gushue. Look where this stone rolls to, right to the side of that one on the forefoot. And there's a double opportunity for Brad Gushue and roll buried and can force Glenn Howard into certainly drawing. The outturn's a more difficult shot to make the double. He'll be pulling that stone away. If you float this a little bit, it'll run right down the sheet. Again, Brad's remembering the one intern that overcurled in that spot early in the game.
Whoa! 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 Off! Right off. Roll it, Jamie.
Will they be able to roll it? No, it'll sit there. And now the possibility of a deuce exists for Glenn Howard.
It's the wrong turn. It's the wrong turn to throw that shot. You get poor action on that second stone playing that turn.
Take the freeze. He's got the roll here.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at this.
This is that in turn.
Yeah.
And the other point, Mike, is that changing the turn in the hack, not coming down, taking a look at it again, and putting the ace down yourself. It's never a good idea.
Okay.
Ross talking with his son, Stephen. Lost the New Brunswick final this year.
How much weight?
Just board.
Okay. You just nosing it?
Yeah. Roll to the center line switch.
Brad Gushue's likely going to play an out-turn hit and roll on the stone he left in the rings. If Glenn Howard noses this, there will be no opportunity to get out of the end with this shooter.
Clean it. Weight's nice. Whoa. Clean it. Whoa, if you can. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Great shot. Good shot by Glenn Howard to lie two.
Good spot.
And Gushue's now looking at an in-turn draw, trying to key one up behind that guard.
The difficult part about the draw is even if you get this buried right into this area, Glenn Howard can follow him down and tap it back to the back 8-foot for three. Really tough shot here for Brad Gushue. Really needs to keep it about a foot and a half from the tee line, get it buried enough where it's difficult for Glenn to get the right angle. If this comes at least to the tee line or better, Glenn Howard will need to tap this stone back a foot or two to score three and put this game out of reach. Huge shot.
It is indeed for Brad Gushue.
Pretty good.
His final stone of this ninth inning.
Willing to take this risk, knowing that giving up two would put him down three coming home.
Are they going to be able to get it by? They just get it past now. Has he got enough weight to get there? Can they scrub it far enough? It is shot.
What a great brush by Jamie Korab and Chris Schilly to get it there. It did not look like it was going to make it to shot stone.
Maybe out on the other side.
Might be out on the other side. Here, Brad say it might be exposed on the out-turn side.
They just dragged this one all the way to shot stone.
Well, you can follow him. Just throw the draw.
That's true.
And if you can
CFP
for a couple. Oh, it's there.
Definitely there with that.
Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it?
You know, you can follow him. Just throw the draw down there.
I like that.
I like it. Don't you?
You know, he was out here somewhere, though.
Yeah,
right?
I got to throw a little heavier, don't I?
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
It's still curling out here, isn't it?
Okay, that looks good.
Okay. They're looking at chipping it sideways for two.
If we get within 3 inches of that guard.
They're going to throw the draw. In turn, come down, tap this stone out just a couple of inches. They still may score three, but this is the shot that there's really less risk of giving up a steal of one.
I like it. I like it. You can
Very similar to the shot he threw in the third against Jeff Stoughton in last night's semifinal.
Yeah. Oh, you're tapping this way.
Needs to chip it about 3 or 4 inches to the right as we're looking at it.
It's still curling out here. A little hack. I like that, Rich.
Yeah, I think that's an easier shot.
Make it fun.
When you get back down into the hack, they can see how over-buried this rock is with the in-turn.
You got a quarter? Yep. Okay. Small quarter anyways.
The out-turn looks a lot easier from the hack. The risk is, of course, if it doesn't curl enough, you will give up the
I
steal.
think it's a good risk to make a play for a couple here. You know, like...
it's definitely usually. It's gone so much this way.
But it curls big. Like
I know,
he didn't paper by the guard.
Like solid hack.
Out wide here?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think here?
Out turn tap. He doesn't need to miss the guard that tightly to make this shot. It will curl.
You know, that the shot that they haven't talked about is the simple draw for their 1 point or a little tap. That has not come into their discussion.
Well, their first call really was, the option was if it over curls it here, you do get one. But there's no option here. It's either 2 or 3 or it's a steal.
Final stone now of 9. This could be the game as far as Glenn Howard and his Ontario team are concerned.
Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Come on!
Are they going to get it past the guard? Tremendous work by the front end, trying to sneak by, just by, and he'll get 3.
What a tremendous shot.
And that could be the Brier right there.
Great shot.
Lots of risk done, huge reward.
Tremendous brushing by the front end to keep this stone on line. The gentle tap back of the Newfoundland Labrador rock. 3 on the board, and a 4-point lead for Glenn Howard heading home. By Glenn Howard on this 9th end, but when he got in the hack, he changed his mind, decided to throw this shot, and he reaps a huge reward. He gets his 3 and pretty much secures his spot as a 3-time Brier champion. Happiness personified. Glenn Howard. Four down, even though they do have last rock.
We didn't see it. We heard about
this 10th end is pretty much a lost cause for Brad Gushue.
You know, I think Brad Gushue gained a lot of respect from a lot of people this week, making the Brier final after being the Olympic champion.
Well, as he said coming in, he's playing one of the best teams in the world right here in Glenn Howard, and his record over the last couple of years certainly confirms that.
Well, you win. This will make him 23-4 and only 2 Briers. It's pretty impressive, and this team has won everything on the planet the last couple of years. Last full 3 years they've been together, and this is their greatest triumph as a team. And well deserved. This is also we talked about the 3rd final for Lang and Saville, losing a final with John Morris as well. Talked about a lot. You learn from your mistakes.
The last Brier champion, a former teammate, Wayne Madaw, in 1998. Madaw was a winner in Winnipeg, and that's where next year's Brier will be held.
Yard. Yep.
Russ Howard with Glenn throwing 3rd stones, a 2-time champion. Ed Wernick also a 2-time champion from Ontario.
We can still win by 2. We can still win by 2.
Hey?
Let's go.
You can still win by 2. There's Jamie Korab trying to lighten up the mood. It takes a lot of guts to throw this last end. When you know you're down 4, there's this outside chance that you might get lucky and get some misses out of the opposition and have an opportunity, but it's more of a challenge to stay composed and focused to make those shots. As you were saying, Mike, I think this team from Newfoundland Labrador has really earned a lot of respect in many people's eyes by getting to this final. They are terrific shot makers. They come through with the clutch shot a lot. He's continuing to develop. He's such a young curler and still has achieved so much. I'm sure we will see Brad Gushue in the final again.
Well, the worst part for all the rest of the curlers is twofold. Way, yes, he'll be in a lot of Briers, but secondly, he's as you say, he's getting better all the time. hard to imagine Olympic champions still improving, but that's what I see out of this team, and they're going to be tough to beat for many, many years to come.
Just a reminder, next week, all new episodes of The Hour with guests including former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, Randy Bachman, and more. Always unconventional, often controversial, never predictable. The Hour with George Stroumboulopoulos, weeknights at 11 on CBC. Don?
Well, current Prime Minister Stephen Harper was a spectator during round-robin play this week.
Fifth man spot open for Worlds. One? Say what you think.
I think it's safe to say he was cheering for Kevin Martin. Brad Gushue kicking a couple of red stones that had gone through the rings, back into the rings.
Look, they're the ones that he... That's great fun.
Went to the accuracy way there, really.
Unfortunately, Brad, a lot of people were watching.
Good for you, Brad. Have some fun with it.
7-8. A lot of room, guys. That's lots of weight.
Well, Brad and his team will be heading to Kamloops tomorrow to participate in the Canada Cup. Top prize of $33,500, awaiting the winner there.
We're in. Yep. It's just in. Hey, Ricky. That's too bad.
And Glenn Howard will be going on to represent Canada at the Worlds in Edmonton.
Whoa!
Get the one in the rings or the guard.
Whoa. Yeah! Clean.
He's got the stone in the rings. It's all over. Disappointment last year in Regina. A celebration this year in Hamilton. As Glenn Howard, Richard Hart, Brent Lang, and Craig Saville bounce back from the disappointment of a year ago to claim the 2007 Tim Hortons Brier Championship.
We got her!
3 times now, Glenn Howard is Canadian champion, twice with his brother Russ in 1987 and 1993, and is in his second attempt to skip. He wins it all in 2007.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise out there for the champions of the 2007 Tim Hortons Brier, Team Ontario!
Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
Good up here.
Thanks, Robbie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Blancan, Executive Vice President of the Research and Development and Training for Tim Hortons, to express congratulations to the champions.
It is with great honor and on behalf of the entire Tim Hortons chain
that I express our congratulations to Team Howard on their victory and present the Brier Tankard Trophy. Congratulations and good luck at the Worlds.
Thank you. Jimmy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite David Clackan to come forward to congratulate and present the Brier Tankard to the 2007 champions.
We're 20 minutes, we're an hour from
Ladies and gentlemen, to Team Ontario. The coach, Scott Taylor. Fifth, Steve Nice. Lead, Craig Saville. Second, Brett Lang. Third, Richard Hart. And the skip, Glenn Howard.
Glenn, congratulations. I know how disappointed you were a year ago, losing a tough one to Quebec in the final. You came back this year. How does victory taste tonight?
Oh, absolutely unbelievable. It was 365 days we had to wait for this, but I'll tell you, I couldn't have done it without these three guys. Craig, Brent, and Rich made everything all week, and in the final game, we hung in there, we had our patience, and fortunately, we were able to pull it off.
It's all about team, Glenn. This is your third Brier championship. 2 as a third with your brother Russ, but your first as a skip. How rewarding is that?
Thank you. It is very rewarding. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to be a part of a team. It's a team game. You know, I just want to, I didn't care if I'm lead, second, third, skip. I just want to win, and fortunately I did it with 3 buddies, and I couldn't be happier.
Russ is here watching. I know his heart was with you. Torn allegiance in that he played with Brad in the Olympic Games and won the gold. But let's go back to that 5th end. You were under pressure from these young Newfoundlanders, down 5-3, and you used the word patience. It paid off, didn't it?
Exactly. I thought Brad and the boys outplayed us for the first 5, and we really were just hanging in there. And truth be known, we went back to the change room, and the last thing I said to the guys, I said, I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to win. We just have to have patience. We may have to steal 3 in the 10th end, but just hang in there and do the best you can.
Briefly, how about a word for Brad? He said he came here looking for respect. Even though he's the Olympic champion, I think he's won respect from everybody in this country.
Oh. I don't know how you can possibly say you don't have respect for Brad Gushue. The youth on this team, and they've got so much experience, and to come back from Italy with a gold medal, come on, boys. This team is unbelievable.
Glenn, this night belonged to you in Ontario. Congratulations on the 2007 Brier Championship.
Thank you very much. I got one personal note. I just want to dedicate this to my mother, who's here. And my father, who I lost 4 years ago, I think he was here for us. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Glenn Howard and Team Ontario, the 2007 champions of the Tim Hortons Brier. Our coverage of this championship will continue when we come back to Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. A 10-6 victory tonight for Ontario.
With Glenn Howard opting to change his mind when he got into the hack and saw what was available with the outturn tap, and he's able to push the Newfoundland Labrador shot stone through the rings to score 3.
I don't think anybody throws it better than Glenn Howard. That soft weight tap for the victory.
Certainly the strength of this team, and Richard Hart, Brent Lang, and Craig Saville played great all week, and this is a well-deserved victory for Team Ontario.
10-6 the final score, and Glenn Howard will now go on to represent Canada at the World Championships in Edmonton. Mark?
Thank you, Don. A reminder, next night belongs to Ontario's Glenn Howard. The coveted Brier tanker going to him for the third time, but the first as a skip. Patience paying off as he lowers the boom on Newfoundland to win in Steeltown.